you say and everything's all been said. When the ink's run dry and your old ink pen and your pencil's out of lead, well, that should never stop you. You can just sing instead. Ba-dum, 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 ba-da, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. And there's just too much and it overwhelms and it crashes over you. And you can't cry out or call for help and there's nothing you can do. But don't you worry, sister, you can sing it too. It goes ba-dum, 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 ba-da, ba-dum, 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 ba-da. Sometimes there's just nothing to say, and everybody breaks, and everybody hurts, and sometimes there just aren't any words. Sometimes there's nothing to say. When you're lost in thought, you can't explain the static in your head. When your tongue is tied and your heart is broke and you can't climb out of bed, well, don't you ever worry, you can just sing instead. Ba-dum, 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 ba-da, ba-dum, 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 ba-da. Sometimes there's just nothing to say, and everybody breaks, and everybody hurts, and sometimes there just aren't any words. Sometimes there's nothing to say, and there's just no words. Sometimes there's nothing to say, and there's just no ba-dum, 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 ba-da, ba-dum, 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 ba-da, ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, 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 ba-da-dum. It's notice sound, everyone get down. It's rock and roll, it owns your soul. It makes you move to the beat and groove. Makes you shake your butt, can't get enough. When the rock and roll explode, we're casualties, come dance with me. It's made of fire, an electric wire, touch to your spine. The beat unwinds, the bass it booms throughout the room. Everyone gets down to the oldest sound. When the rock and roll explode, we're casualties, come dance with me. And it goes doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom 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 dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom 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 dicka doom explode. From coast to coast, the sound explodes. It's everywhere, it's in your hair, it's on your hands, it's in your pants, it's on your tongue, it's in your lungs. When the rock and roll explode, we're casualties, come dance with me. And it goes doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom 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 dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom dicka doom dicka doom dicka dicka doom 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 explode. And it lights us up, we glow. A billion glowing souls the music holds. And we turn on, we glow. A million billion stars shine on, shine bold. We all feel the beat, our feet are dancing on. It's an oldie sound. Everyone get down. It's rock and roll. It owns your soul. It makes you move to the beat and groove. Makes you shake your butt. Can't get enough. When the rock and roll explode, we're casualties. Come dance with me. And it goes doom.
Hey, I forgot. So Katie was supposed to be joining me, but she might be joining me a little bit later on. Who knows? Give me just one moment. I forgot to let people know that this show is actually happening. So and no worries, Lenina. God, man, I'm so conflicted about how to address this whole thing, because I was going to do my normal music stream, and I was like, hey Katie, do you want to join me? And she was like, I can join you for a couple songs. And then I was like, okay, well, why don't we just do you and us hanging out with the chat? Cool. And that'd be cool. She's like, yeah, that's awesome. But she took a nap, and then it was hard to get her up. And so now I find myself in this weird position where I'm doing just hanging out with people stream with no one in the stream. And and no one to talk to right here. So yeah, and there's not even actually a thing in the thingamajigger. So let me just let everybody know that I'm streaming. And then at everyone. There we go. At everyone. So I do want to talk about Necaholic actually text email. Oh, sorry. So anyway, so I try to be as much of an open book as possible. Like certain aspects of my personal life, I keep very close to my vest. My intimates, my family, like my sisters and my mom and my dad and all that kind of stuff. They're like, there's lots of, and my nieces and things like that. Like there's some of that kind of familial stuff that I kind of keep to me, because that's the thing that belongs to me, Otherwise, I try to keep my entire life an open book, I try to talk about my successes and my travails, my missteps and my mistakes and and all of it. And so last Wednesday, I think it was, I did a stream, and I was just talking about something, and Mechaholic gave some kind of pushback regarding it, and I wanted to talk about that. So I'm gonna wait until I don't know if Mechaholic's gonna show up, but if he does, I kind of want to talk about that. So and then otherwise, yeah, man, I don't know. Like I don't really know. I'm in a bit of a weird headspace as always. Like so it's really funny. So that's one of the weird things. Like I've been so project oriented, and I realized it wasn't project oriented since 2014. It's been project oriented since 2010. When I moved back to Los Angeles in 2010. January of 2010, like literally, I literally was like, all right, I'm getting out of the Bay Area, going back to LA. I just started making records, and I started to just bust my hump trying to figure out a way to like make it as a musician. I had no intention of being a rock star. I just wanted to make a living off of my music, and I thought I had figured it out, right? I was like, okay, so let me go back and take all the successes that we had in 2006 and 2007, and let me kind of like so I showed up with a little bit of money, and I was like, okay, let me do this, and it was, so I brought on the same people, I brought on the same publicists, I put out the records, and I've just been working ever since. And the thing is like, and it hasn't. The degree of awesome that I've encountered is not what I thought it was going to be, but it certainly has been awesome. It certainly has been, like, my life has been still fucking magical. I've still made great friends. Sue, come here, bud. Come on, get up here. Come here. I'll give you pets. Well, I'm talking to. Is anybody here? I don't even know. No, you guys get up here right now. Get up here right now. Oh, like this is. I guess I'm just documenting this for. Oh, hey, Lenny. Hey, awesome. How are you? Hey, hey, Elix. How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Come here, Sue. Come here, Sue. Rooster. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Rooster. Come here. Come here. Oh, and this is my good boy, Rooster. This is my little puppy, Rooster. He's a good boy. Oh, no, yeah, no, of course. Oh, yeah, you're going to lick that? You're going to lick that? Oh, and yes, oh, and you're a good boy. Sue, come here. Oh, and then this is my, they're both, Rooster? They're both tiny, tiny little dogs. They're both tiny little dogs, aren't you? Look at this tiny dog, and then this tiny dog. Oh, yeah. So anyway, so I found myself like, so I've been recently like realizing that like I've been, my whole life has kind of been, hey Rivers, how you doing, man? Good to see you. My whole life has kind of been built around just doing things, making projects, right? But the thing is that like, yeah, and that's why I've managed to make as much music as I've made over the past 10 years, this past decade, like, Fury of the Lonely Heart. First off, Loose Tongues. This is what I put out in this past decade. Loose Tongues, 5-song EP. Fury of the Lonely Heart, 14-song album, or 14 songs, I think it is. Wicked Hands, another 5-song EP. Tumors, like a 13-song full-length record. Television in Summer, I believe a 12 or 13 song album. I'm kind of losing, like I don't remember how many. Television in Summer, and then I moved to Austin, and in Austin I put out in the first 6 months of me living in Austin, I put out The Pleasure of Being Sad, which is a 9-song album. I put out Here Be Dragons, a 13-song album. Here Be Dragons, Furthermore, 21-song record. True Crime Television, I think again another 14-song record, somewhere around there. I don't really know. And then I also put out Ain't a Worm, a 6-song side project EP, and Say It With a Bullet, a 9-song side project EP, and then I put out a and then This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, which is a 45-song album, and Death and Taxes, which is a 14-song record, and and it's just work and work and work. So I'm finally trying to slow down and be like, okay, this is killing me. The more work I put in, every time as things, they don't fail. They just barely register, And so that was tough. And so I've been trying to like figure out what do I do? Like, what do I do to rejigger my life? And I don't know. Yeah. Amen. I totally get that, Elix. Like that's exactly right. The thing is, like, I don't even want gigantic explosions. I just want a little explosion. I just want people to go, oh, look at this. Like I want the people that have already said I'm signing up to, because I love Get Set Go. I'm signing up to follow Get Set Go. I just want them to pay attention, right? And so that's been really hard. So anyway, so that's kind of where my headspace has been. Is me trying to like. Well, actually, I haven't been really thinking about that because it's still an open wound, and so it's still something tough to touch, and so I find myself just kind of, distracting myself, and so I'm playing a lot of games and I'm drinking way more than I should be. I'm not drinking. I'm not like things is like it's like I'm not getting There was a point in time a few weeks ago where I was getting fucking shit faced. I can't remember what happened last night drunk, and I realized that was going to kill me, and so I kind of dialed that back. But I'm still like I just, so I find myself in this weird position where what do you do? my job is a songwriter, right? I'm not. My job is not to be a marketer. My job is not to be a record label owner. My job is not to like, And so anyway, so it's been tough, So it's been weird. Anyway, so Katie's here. We've been hanging out. That's been awesome. I've been hanging out with the dogs. That's been awesome. Rooster and I, our relationship is getting better, which is great because he's a dog. And come here, bud. And look at the sploot. You can't see the sploot. Come here. So by the way, sploot is the word that Lenina turned us on to. Hold on, look at this sploot. No, stay there. See, wait, hold on. No. Sue, no, I'm right here, man. I'm right here, bud. I'm right here. There's nothing that's gonna harm us. Nothing's gonna hurt us, okay? I'm right here, okay? You've already done your job. You're a good boy. You did your job. Okay. And look at this sploot. Yeah. So anyway, sploots. A sploot is a type of stretch that some pets do, although it typically associated with corgis. Many types of dogs and cats can sploot too. This special stretch is defined as a pet laying on their belly while stretching their legs out behind them. Yeah, that's so awesome. That's such a great word. I love running across words that sound exactly like you look at something and you're like, yeah, of course that's the word. Of course that's the word. And that sploot is definitely one of those words. It really is. It really is. What are you guys doing? They're so just hell bent on sorting out whatever it is that they were barking at. Anyway, so it's just been a rough. So it's been a weird period for me. Like this has been some of the. I spent thousands of hours. In fact, let us calculate in just short term. So I started working on the record. I got back from tour in October of 2018. And then I started working on the record in November. So November's 30 days. So that's 30 days. And then December's 31 days. And then we got January. January's 31 days too, right? And then we've got January, February is 28 days. And then March is... How many days is March? Oh, no, hold on. I'm getting this wrong. Because I only work 6 days a week. So I only work 6 days a week. Oh, shoot. And so I work 6 days a week. I work 6 days a week from the morning I got up. So I would get up at 7:30. I'd read the paper. I was mostly reading the Washington Post. I'd read the National Review for like the right side perspective. I'd read the Hill on occasion. I'd read the New York Times on occasion but they only allowed like 10 articles, And yeah, I mean maybe was it a full year though? I don't think it was a full year. I don't think it was a full year. I don't think it was a full year. I think it was November to October. And so almost so it was 11 months. It was 11 months of work, like just going nonstop. And so and of course I'd worked really, really hard before that, right? Like it was awesome. But the November to October, that was a time where I was like, all right, let me just fucking give it my all. And Schmed moved in with me in December. So Schmed came in December and he was a fucking train wreck. And I was like, all right, dude, let's sort out your issues and let's get your life fucking back on track. And let's get you, Schmed was a recently recovered drug addict. And so, and he wasn't like, I can't talk about a lot of this with his permission, without his permission. So there was a lot of that chaos involved as well. So there was a lot. Anyway, it was just, it's just been really. I feel like I've been shouldering not just my burdens, but the burdens of my friends and the people I love. Anyway, I don't want to. God damn it, man. And so it's just been tough, and so and I really feel like. Music you put out, you put out these songs I mean, they're great songs, you know. And I look at these, they're not. I'm not gonna say shitty songs. I look at lots of beginning and journeyman level songs. These are bands that are just starting out, or bands that have been bands for 6 years, and bands that, like, they're fine songs. They do have they're totally nice songs, you know, but they're like, you know, they're just fluff songs, and they just blow the fuck up, and it just fucking kills me, like, because music, all art, it has nothing to do with the merits of the artist and the work that they do. It has everything to do about, like, kind of what's cool, you know, and what's hip at this moment, and are these people and do these people have a lot of friends, or really truthfully, are these people rich, you know? And that pisses me off. Like, that's like, is that the hallmark? Is that the thing that gets us, you know, there? Thank you, Lenina. And I know Elix. I know you guys, like, seriously, like, man, I don't think I would have been able to make Hesitation cuts without you guys. I know 100%. I don't think that album would have happened without your involvement. Certainly from the helping me vet the songs. But I just think that, like, I just think that I couldn't have even endured the significant self-doubt to actually make that album, you know, without me playing for you guys and me doing, you know, like, you know, and Catch As Hell too. I can't tell you how often I walk around. See, yeah, that's so. In fact, thank you, Lydia. You know, it's really funny. I actually just I was humming a song, and I was like, what the fuck is this song? I could not tell what the hell the song was, because I just didn't know. I didn't really recognize it. And I was, is it a Beatles song? Like what is this song? You know, and it turns out it was one of my, like, songs that had not been released, you know, and I was like, that's crazy. And it literally took me like a couple hours of just I kept, like, you know, singing and whistling, and I couldn't remember the lyrics, but I kind of knew the sound of the lyrics. Anyway, it was just crazy. But yeah, man. So you know. Anyway, so that's it. So that's kind of where I've been at, and so it's been tough. It's just been real hard for me to kind of really motivate and want to do anything, because, you know, and so yeah, and so I just kind of figured so Katie didn't want to, you know, Katie's here with me pretty much nonstop. You know, she's working a job, but when she's not working a job, she's here, you know, and I wanted to get her involved in the streaming. I mean, if she's here, she might as well just get involved with my streaming, but she wasn't really comfortable, like singing and playing and kind of like, and building out a catalog of songs she and I could play together. So I was like, well, we don't have to do that. Why don't you just stay with me and hang out? Like, why don't we'll hang out? We'll just, you know, we're like, she and I spent last night, we were watching, Inglorious Bastards, which is a real, you know, it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, so it's ultra violent, but of course it's a Tarantino movie, so there's also a certain level of cool, and there's always, hey, Bendover, how you doing, man? There's always really spectacular, like, there's moments of dialogue, and there's great moments, and the one thing he does very well is there's moments of tension where, you know, something's about to go down, and we're just ignoring it for a little while as we're just doing our repartee, you know, like, and so Katie and I we'd go like 5 minutes, and then we'd hit the pause button. So I've got a little like this. I've got a little wireless keyboard, and so we just kept hitting this space bar to stop the song, or stop the movie, and then we'd talk for a while about, like, whatever it was. It was like, well, I mean, there's not much more of the dogs you can see, dude. These are the dogs. But yeah, I know, and he really is. He really, he's so fucking great in that movie, and it's really funny because he's a really complicated character. And then I knew at the end, because I knew it was an alternate universe movie, but so I knew at the end Hitler had died, but I had forgotten that Christopher Waltz had kind of allowed it to happen. You know, or he had kind of stepped aside after figuring out kind of what what at least one part of the scheme was. You know, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, they know they're good boys, and they are both. They are both boys, so I don't know how you picked that up, but and they are, and I can't say they're good boys right now. Hey, Phelan, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. It's been a long time. I was talking about this not so good at hanging out with myself, and I was like, I'm not playing that often because I don't see Phelan Flanagan that much. Like you were the one guy that A, revivified that song, and then B, has kind of kept it in the Mike TV Get Set Go parlance, you know. But yeah, and so this is Sue. Sue, come here, bud. Come on, get up. Come here. I know. Come here. Come. No, come here. Come. Hey, get up. Come here. So this is Sue. Okay. Oh. This is Sue. He's 130 pound. Great Pyrenees, mostly Great Pyrenees. Well, actually, like 60% Great Pyrenees, and then like 15% Swiss Shepherd, and then 10% Great Shepherd, which is crazy. I don't see that at all. And then this is Rooster, and we don't even know what Rooster is, but we figure he's some kind of pointer. We figure he's a type of pointer, but we don't really know. And he's a real sweetheart. So they're both good dogs that on very often. Hey, Badweave, how you doing, man? Yeah, no, yeah, and that's exactly and that's. I mean, we spell it like the Native American tribe, Badweave. And how you doing, man? Good to see you, amigo. We spell it like the Native American tribe, just to make it kind of cool, a little bit, add a little bit of cool to it, but. Which I know the Sioux themselves did not call themselves that, did not identify themselves as that, and so I know that even that's a bit of a misnomer. But even so, I suggested it to Katie with that spelling because it was an homage for me to Susie and the Banshees, but also an homage to Johnny Cash. So it was like I was like, I'm getting a twofer. I'm getting a twofer homage. Susie and the Banshees and Johnny Cash. He's a boy named Sue. Like. How often do those kinds of like references roll around? So I was like, all right, there you go. So, yeah. Sue is certainly not. Sue is native to the. Hey, Bendover, thank you so much for the follow, man. That's very kind of you, brother. Sue is very much a native of the planet Earth, though, which is great. Like that's right. All right, okay. Have you guys seen Blackfish? So I refused to see Blackfish. I knew what it was about, and I was like, I can't watch these like human beings torturing these 6,000 pound animals that obviously have highly developed brains and obviously have a capacity for language, a capacity for emotion, a capacity for so I refused to watch it. I just refused to watch it, and then Katie and I watched Gangs of New York, which is a movie I've seen a lot of times. I love Gangs of New York. Gangs of New York is one of my favorite, if not my favorite Scorsese movie, which is really funny because I'm a big fan of Goodfellas. I'm a big fan of Casino. I like all his movies. I love The Departed. But for me, Gangs of New York just happens to have something that I'm a big like early United States, like pre 20th century United States history buff, and so Revis. So and so one of the things in the movie of Gangs of New York was one of the two things that resonated with me in the past, but resonated with me a lot deeper watching it this time around. And I've literally watched the movie like 30 times. Was Liam Neeson. He cuts himself with a blade. He cuts himself with a knife right at the very beginning of the movie. They're about to go fight. They're like these two tribes of like these Irishmen and these like people that call themselves Native Americans. Of course, they're not Native Americans because like the Native Americans are literally the people we call Indians. But anyway, so these guys call themselves the natives, and there's the Irishmen, and they're gonna go fight. and Liam Neeson takes a blade and he slices his face, right? And then he gives it to his son, and his son's about to wipe the blood off, and he goes, "No, the blood stays on the blade." And my take on that was because you have to keep a little, if you're gonna get in the fight, you have to keep yourself in the fight. Like, you can't. You have to always take ownership. You have to always take ownership. If you're gonna do violence, violence is a terrible thing to do. But if you're gonna do it, if you have to, 'cause sometimes it's necessary. If you're gonna do it, you have to always take ownership of your participation in the violence. So the blood stays on the blade. That was my read on it, right? So that was my read. But then he also says to his little son as he's dying. So Liam Neeson's character dies in the first 10 minutes of the movie, right? So he's literally just a bit part. He dies in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and as he's dying, he looks to his son and he goes, "Never look away. Like, don't look away." And so I was like, okay, which makes sense, right? I think it's like, if you're going to address the shitty things in the world, you have to know them. You have to see them. You have to understand them. You have to be like, okay, this is the evil that people can do, right? So you can't look away. You can't walk away from, Yeah. Hey, don't worry, Stephanie. How you doing? Good to see you. It's great. It's great to have you here, if only for a moment. So anyway, and thank you so much. And right back at you. Seriously, right back at you. I love you so much, Stephanie. Seriously, with all my heart. So for me, my read on that was if you're gonna, you never look away. You don't turn your face from the violence. You don't turn your face from the horrors that the world offers, so that you can you just have to be like, okay, this is the world. So and so when we watch, so which is really funny, because I realized this was kind of my thought processes. So we saw Gangs of New York. And then I read an article in the New York Times about like sort of the movies, because of course we're about to enter 2020, so now people are doing like the decade roundups, like what's happening at the end of the decade, or talking about like what happened in this decade, and there was like these are the top like movies that influenced the entire decade, and I'd only seen like a third of them, And so I was like, what the fuck, man? And so one of them was Blackfish. So I read Katie the article, and I was like, hey, there's a bunch of movies, and you can find them all over the place, and a lot of them you can stream for free if you have Netflix or Amazon Prime, and which I've got both of those. So I'm like, we should watch these movies. And so Katie was like, okay, yeah. So I mentioned Blackfish, and Katie was like, oh, that's a really sad movie, but if you've never seen it, and I was like, no, because I know it's about us people, humans, like basically abusing whales, and I knew I'd read enough articles about the way that we actually procured our breeding stock. I mean, and I say our in terms of like humans that own orcas, our breeding stock of whales. Like, I knew that we went into families and stole babies from their parents, and their parents lost their minds, as any intelligent, loving parent would. And we did it for profit. And we gave no fucks. And so I was like, so I just didn't want to watch the movie. Like, I knew it happened. I knew I couldn't do anything about it. I knew I didn't have any power. Like, and I knew that it wasn't my fight. Like, my fight is my music, right? That's my struggle. Like, I can write about this stuff, but like, so anyway, so yes. Okay, awesome, perfect. So Katie says she's gonna put makeup on and blow dry her hair, and then she will join us. So that'll be cool. So we watched Blackfish, and it was a fucking, and particularly right now, because I'm just seriously emotionally like just broken, like, and so it was just it was a tearjerker, and it made me rage. And maybe, yeah, I just, but it was also a fine movie, and I could also see the nuances behind, like, I mean, the nuances behind the trainers, the people that love these animals, and how these, like, anyway, like, It definitely okay. All right, Stephanie. Yeah, you go look. You be well. So it definitely seems it's really funny. So it seems to me like this pattern keeps repeating itself all across the planet, right? So it's this. So you have people that want to generate money, right? So you have a subset of people that just want to make a buck, right? Because and I totally get that, because money is freedom, right? The more money you have, the more freedom you have. Like, money is literally the currency of freedom. If you want to be in China tomorrow, the only way you can do that right now is if you have enough money to just hop on a plane or charter a plane to get to China. And the more money you have, the faster you can get there, right? So I can understand that desire and that love and that impulse for money. I totally get that. But where I take umbrage is when that desire for money and that love of money puts you in a position to look at the people around you and treat them like things, and treat them like they don't matter, and treat them like they are, or even worse, treat them like they're trash, you know? And that and often what happens is, and I'm fairly certain that obviously like we all grew up as kids and we all have friends and we all think that, like, I think that the deeper you pursue money as the only goal in your life, and the more insulated you become, and the more tribalistic you become, the better able you are to treat other people first like things and then like trash, you know. And when you hit the moment you're treating people like trash, is the moment where evil shit starts to happen, right? And so this movie Blackfish for me was just another example of, like, all right, so here we've got these people. And this is the way it works, right? So you've got people you've got people with a lot of money, and those people with a lot of money go say, hey, we've got something we know is a valuable commodity, right? And this valuable commodity that lots of people want. Well, the reason why lots of people want it is because it's a cool thing, right? Whether it be orcas or whether it be diamonds or whatever. And then you find people that like to do or work with those things, right? So you go, hey, we see that you like these things. You like to deal with this stuff. This is awesome. We're going to pay you some money to just do what you love. And then they go, this is hooray. This is great. And then they just start squeezing, right? They get you involved. And of course, as a kid, when you're finally doing something you love, you're like, this is great. And you're just excited and you're doing it. And then slowly but surely the screws start twisting. And you're like, oh, well, no, but I mean, this part's terrible, but I still really like this. And you just, and so what's happening is the people that are with the love of money are just slowly but surely eroding and destroying the perspectives and intellects of everybody else along down the chain, you know, and the things, the creatures that are actually things. So, and I'm certain this happens in the beef industry and in the the poultry industry. Like, the thing is, like, you know, the people that treat, so if you're treating your people like things, if you're treating your people like trash, man, those fucking animals, like, they're nothing to you, right? And that just breaks my heart, you know. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that? Like, how do you fight that? Because it's just the fucking, like, it seems like we need to, like, find a different way to think about money, right? How do you sell that? Like, how do you sell? And I don't know. I'm just like, anyway, I'm drinking some water, but so that's been really tough for me. Because I mean, it's funny because that for me, like, because I'm an artist, I'm not a songwriter. I don't I mean, I am a songwriter, but, like, I'm an artist. I try to take the world around me and digest it and turn it into songs that add a new nuanced perspective to whatever it is I'm writing about, right? So my job is to be a philosopher, but then to take whatever my personal philosophy and then turn it into song, you know. That's my job. That's what I do for a living. I'm always trying to be as honest with myself, which I've been failing a lot lately. and as honest with the people around me, which I've also been failing a lot lately, and then be as honest in my art and in my music, which fortunately, at least with that, I have not been failing, yeah, man. And so so it was an awesome weekend. I had a great weekend. It was really, really cool. I spent a lot of time with Katie. We had some good conversations. We watched some cool movies. We watched more than that, but it really did. It's kind of putting in sharp relief to me, like this, there's something wrong with this place. And by this place, I mean the planet Earth. And maybe there's always been these things that have been wrong. I mean, certainly, if you just go back, like you look at the 90s and there's all sorts of chaos. You look at the 80s and there's also like certainly there's always been things wrong. But I'm glad you had a good weekend, even if parts were sad. Thank you, Revis. Thank you. Yeah, seriously, thank you so much. Me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, and it's really funny. I don't mind the sadness. I don't mind the moments of. I mean, that's what makes you like. As long as I'm feeling something, that's right. That's what makes us alive, right? That's awesome. But yeah, it seems weird that people taking care of other people seems and feels insurmountable. How is that insurmountable? Like, how is it possible that we have, 1 billion people on the planet Earth every morning waking up and not knowing if they're going to eat today? How is it that we have children leaving high school and going to college and then walking away from college at 24 years old with like $100,000 in debt? $100,000 in debt. That is that with like I mean, there's all these like weird. How is it possible that Flint, Michigan still does not yet have easily accessible drinkable water? Right? You can't just turn on your taps. Like it's been a problem now for years and years, and how the fuck is that still a problem? Right? I just don't get like what the fuck, really, man. Like it's obvious that we can fix these things. It's not rocket science. So what it is, we don't have the will to do it. We as a people, as a human race, we just don't care. And that's fucking crazy to me. Like, really? Like, we're that self-involved? We're that fucking self-obsessed that we just don't care? Really? Is that it? And man, if that's the case, that's we are shitty people. Like, we're shitty people. As a populace, we are shitty people, right? And of course, like I said, so I've been going through a really rough time. I have engaged in behaviors over the past, I'd say, 2 months that are in my estimation are reprehensible. Like I'm amazed that and that's very scary to me. Because I definitely cross lines that I never thought I would cross. And here I am. I'm 46 years old. I did 46 years. I'm coming on 47, but 46 years of not crossing these lines. And then now I cross them, really? Like, and so for me, so all of this feels to me like there's been accelerant thrown on the fire, right? Like somebody's just taken a bunch of lighter fluid and just like squeezed it on the fire. Now that could be entirely just my perspective, right? Because my life is in a little bit of free fall right now. But I don't think so. The thing is, like, I've been reading the paper. I've been paying attention. I try, I try to be an active participant. And it seems like things are just getting more draconian, more. And I think that the only way we stop that is if we turn to kindness, right? If we deal with it on a grassroots level, we just be a little bit nicer and a little bit kinder and a little bit more compassionate, and we don't necessarily look at things from just only our perspective and our needs, but also the needs of our neighbors and the needs of our friends and the needs of strangers on the street that we live adjacent to, and so that's anyway. So that's been eating up a lot of my thoughts over this past couple of days. Is I'm like, okay, well, how do I enact that? How do I enable that? Like, what do I do to actually turn that idea into an actionable thing? And I'm not 100% certain, because the thing is that because I definitely know I'm not the kind of person. I have volunteered at soup kitchens, and I did on a Thanksgiving one year when I couldn't make it because my family did Thanksgiving elsewhere and I couldn't fly out to them. I went to downtown Los Angeles and I helped serve Thanksgiving dinner to the homeless, and that was awesome. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But that said, that's not never going to be my normal thing. I'm never going to I'm really not going to do that. For me, it's got to be more immediate and easier. I can help my neighbors. I can do that. I can help homeless guy on the street that I normally go down right in the corner. That guy I can help, and which is really funny because I am very friendly with when I take Sue to the dog park. There's a homeless guy, and he and I are friends. I've been running across him for 3 years now, and we're friends. And it's funny because when I first started hanging out with him, we only talked as I pulled up the light. We just talked, and because it's a long light. It's a pretty big intersection, and Austin is not really good at traffic engineering. So I would sit there. You sit there for 6 minutes, 5 minutes, So I'd sit with this, and so he and I would just talk, and then I'd be like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'd come back the next day, and so our whole relationship, our whole friendship was predicated on these 5-minute intervals, But it was awesome. It was great, and when I first met him, he was really struggling because the Austin police, they were kind of every 6 months or so, kind of going across all the homeless camps and just basically eliminating them. They would just go in and they'd be like, you guys got to get the fuck out, grab your stuff. If you're not grabbing your stuff, we're grabbing your stuff. If we grab your stuff, it's going in the trash. And so every 6 months, they were just kind of going throughout all of the homeless camps across across Austin, and doing that, and then we get a new mayor, and the new mayor is like, all right, we have to deal with this homeless problem. So how do we deal with this homeless problem? And what's that, Lydia? Because what we're doing now. So hold on. No, let me first, because what we're doing now is kind of also crazy. But what we did right after that is the new mayor set up this whole system where he was like, let's try to get all the homeless people off the streets. So let's try to find them affordable housing. So so they started repurposing buildings and kind of renovating buildings and finding ways to incentivize kind of lower rent like apartment structures and buildings to find a way to I don't know exactly how the incentives worked, but there was some financial incentive for people to be like, okay, if you're a homeless person, come here, you don't need it. I don't know exactly how it worked, but anyway. But this guy, so he gets a house. Whatever this new thing was. Oh yeah, they hide and pick up. That's awesome. Yeah, that's that. Sorry. So Linnea says that the city hired them and paid them a wage to pick up trash. They have low income housing for the regular workers, and these folks are getting back on the. Yeah, no, and that's so. Yeah, and I think there might have been. It gets them work history, so the other jobs will hire them. Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely think there might have been something like that. Actually I can't say that. So I read 2 or 3 articles while all this stuff was going on in the Austin Statesman, which I don't read that often, which is really funny. I don't really feel like a Texan. I don't really pay a lot of attention to the local press. And the Austin Statesman was the only reason why I read it was when I was working at Thundercloud. I would get there really, really early, and we had an Austin Statesman rack, and so when I get there really, really early before I would get all the work done before everybody else showed up, and then I would read the paper okay, the statesman for a little while, or I would read it at lunch, you know, and it was, those are the moments when I would actually kind of wrap my head around it. So Utah did a really cool thing, giving long-term homeless apartments for free, but then after like 5 years, after it worked great, an election happened and the new government killed it dead. And that's you know, and the thing is, and that's the funny thing, like that's really like that's. There's a really great internet meme that I saw recently where someone was talking about the idea that old folks on Medicaid don't want Medicare, or on Medicare don't want Medicare for all. Like so you want it to be for you, but you think that it being for everybody just doesn't work, right? You know, and the thing is like yeah, that's. I mean, and what I think it is it's a fundamental misunderstanding and misapprehension of human beings, right? Because all of us want to work. All of us want to feel like our lives have. Well, that's not so. No, certainly. I've met a handful of people that just, they don't give a fuck. And they're lazy and they don't do shit, and they live on their parents, they live on their girlfriends, they live on their like they don't do shit. Right? That's like 1% of the people I know. For the most part, most people I know want to work, right? That's what gives them a sense of purpose, right? So if you assume that like the vast preponderance of people just want a job and want to be able to do something and take pride in what they do, and work and feel like that work is being recognized and that they're being recognized as a valuable component of whatever it is that they're doing, then that's all you need. That's all we need to do, right? So if we need to like prop people up for a little while, like all of us stumble, all of us fall, and if you don't have family, and if you don't have people that are like you know like I mean I love my family, I really do love my family, but I mean I've been in serious distress now for like a good 6 months, you know, and I've reached out a handful of times like, hey guys, I'm you know, and they just, you know, like they can't show up. Like I totally get it. Like for whatever reason they can't show up. They're not here. That's totally fine, you know. But the thing is, but yeah. So I have no one else. I don't have anywhere else I can turn, and I'm certainly way too proud. Like anyway. So why I don't understand why we can't like kind of codify a way to like prop people up. I mean, fuck, man. Like you could definitely find a way to be like, look, you're taking care of, hey, homeless people, and hey, broken people, and hey, poor people, and hey, family that your primary breadwinner just died in a car accident. Don't worry, we'll take care of you. We'll help you keep on going and keep on keeping on until you can take care of yourself. And then what we ask you to do is just give back the same way you've always been giving back, by paying your taxes, because that's what taxes are for, right? We are all of us already giving back. We are all of us already investing in our country. Can't we acknowledge that? Like we have all of us, if you've paid taxes, if you're a homeless person, you still pay sales tax, right? Unless you live in Oregon. So you're still contributing to the economy and to the financial solvency of everything, you know, like the United States and your state, you know. It's sad that the welfare queen meme is still alive, even as welfare has been cut back. You know, I mean, well, of course, I mean that's why the meme is still there, right? Is because I mean, it's just that's the thing. It's rich people treating humans first like things and then like trash, right? And they're just trying to fuck us up. I mean, not fuck us up. I'm saying they're trying to punish poor people for being poor, right? They're trying to deflect their responsibility for taking care of their fellow mankind by saying that poor people deserve to be poor because they are lazy, and poor people deserve to be poor because they're stupid, and poor people deserve to be poor because they didn't work hard enough and they didn't pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Because what that does is that deflection allows them to just not really worry about it, right? Things like if you can be like, oh yeah, well they're just lazy. They're just lazy shitheels that didn't pay attention to school, and they're just slackers and drug addicts. Yeah, fuck it. And I think this is like, yep. Okay, sure. So yeah, so you know, yeah. Anyway, And so yeah, but it's really funny because it's not. I mean, it's kind of happening on all levels. So that's on the homes level that's happening on the union level, right? So things like yeah, so unions used to be a thing, and yes, okay, of course. So this is the crazy thing that I don't understand why people don't like. No one comprehends, or no one's able to be honest and forthright about, which is they're basically synonyms, but. So yes, so whenever you have a bureaucracy, whether it be government or a corporation, or the more people that you have, the more people that you get involved in a particular thing and doing a particular job, the more likelihood there's going to be bloat, right? There's more likelihood that there's going to be, if you got 10 people and you're a startup and all of you have your jobs to do, everybody gets shit done, right? Because if you don't, that startup does not fly, right? But the more you feel like, hey, my job, I can kind of take a little bit less seriously. I can take a little bit longer lunch. I can come in 15 minutes late. I can leave 15 minutes early. I can spend 30 minutes on a personal call. The thing is like, which is really truthfully, for my estimation, like that's why I don't understand. Like we should be project oriented and not hourly oriented. Things like yeah, just tell me what you want me to get done. Give me the time frame you want it done in, and then let me do it. And if I can get it done early, then let me take. If I can get it done well and done, if I can do it the way you exactly wanted, and if I can get it done a little bit earlier than you anticipated, then let me use that time to take care of myself. Hey, paper guy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the subscription, man. Good to see you, brother. So anyway, but you so we go from the homeless, then we go up to like the working class people, and we go up to working class people that are that used to be, we had unions, right, with collective bargaining, right? So you're like all right, so we got ourselves 40,000 of us that work in the same industry in the same town doing the same thing. And we're not getting fair wages, because of course, if someone can get something for cheaper or for free, they're going to. And I totally that is human nature, right? If you can lowball somebody and get the same, in fact, that's so it's like, so like my windshields, for whatever reason, I went through about 5 or 6 years where my are you back in Spain, man? I'm so sorry, brother. I'm so sorry, dude. Well, I hope you had an awesome time hanging out with Rich, Lexi, and I'm sorry, brother. So what's on your agenda for future trips back to the U.S.? And really, truthfully, man, it turns out there's no. I'm not traveling. I have to hunker down. Like I have not yet paid my rent for November. I almost have my rent taken care of for November, but I'm not there yet. And December's about to roll around, so I'm the way it looks, the way my finances look right now. If I put out a couple books over the next 6 months, and those do well, those get funded and those do okay, I might be able to at least. I can't say erase all my debt, but I might be able to get rid of enough of it so that I've got a totally decent credit score. I'm in like the 710 or something like that, 720. So I've got, but I'm always struggling to keep it, and I am saddled with an enormous amount of debt, and so I think that so I'm not going to make any decisions to do anything. I'm not going to TwitchCon next year. I'm not going to tour. I'm not going to do any of these things until I can get my finances corrected. Once my finances are corrected, then I'll take very small steps. I'll do small things, so maybe TwitchCon in 2021, maybe we'll see, but so my hope is just to get to a point in time where I can get some momentum going and I can actually do the things I'd like to. I mean, I would love to be able to tour. I'd love to be able to tour the entire summer. That's my goal. I'd love to be able to go out, leave in June, and return in like the middle of September and play and tour the U.S. and then tour Europe and maybe elsewhere, you know, and then come back. And that seems like it's a long way away. It's a really, really, really long way away. But that's what I'm working on. So, but good to see you, dude. And you're going to steal one of your US. Oh yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, dude. You're gonna take Rachel Lexi back to you. Is that what you're gonna do? That's awesome. That's nice. So Katie's gonna be here. Katie's gonna be here in just a second, and then we'll get the main show up and running. She'll join me in this chair, and and then we'll continue, and it probably won't be the heady, weird conversation that we've been having thus far. Yeah, man. You know, it's funny because I look at, you know, I look at what I do, as a privilege. The fact that I get to do it and the fact that you guys help me do it is fucking awesome. It's a privilege, and I really do love you guys for that, and I love doing it, you know. But I also look at it as sort of a duty and an obligation, because I'm not seeing people saying the things that I say in music, you know. And so if I'm not seeing people saying it, now again, I don't pay attention to a lot of music anymore, but I do very, I can't say very often. I'd say 2 or 3 times a week, I will go down a little 4 or 5 song rabbit hole with various artists that people are like, oh, I really like this guy for this and that reason. And they're always fine. They're always fine artists, you know, they always are. But the thing is that, but I also see that like I don't hear my voice in their voice. They've got their voice, you know. That said, it's I'm trying how to kind of like, you know, I feel like I can't tell what my reaction to the way the world receives my music is predicated on jealousy, is predicated on like pragmatic, real frustration. Like it's like shows like this. So is it so Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age, he and I went to high school together. We grew up we kind of grew up together. You know, well, we didn't grow up together, but we went to high school together for 4 years. And he you know, and he's from a wealthy family, the Homme Construction. They're big house builders and construction people in the desert, right? Did that wealth give Josh a leg up? I don't know. I like to think so, right? Because the thing is like, because there's because because Rilo Kiley is, you know, so Rilo Kiley, Jenny Lewis and Blake, I forget Blake's last name. Both of them were child stars, and they had money, right? So no, I didn't. I try not to. Yeah. I try not to like watch people I grew up with that are also musicians, Paper Cat. Like it just hurts a little bit too much, you know. But and hey, how you doing, Star Gamer? What's cooking? So I, you know, Sue, you're getting up here right now. Come up here. No, you come up here right now. Right now. No. 1 second. You guys, get up here right now. Right, Rooster, up here right now. Sue, up here right now. No barking, dude. No barking. Look, your hackles are raised. No fucking barking, man. I'm right here. This is God, boys. We're fine. No one's gonna attack. No one's here to threaten us or damage us. Nice bow. Good bow, rooster. You know, come on, lay down, lay down. Dogs are barking at the door. Mike is barking at the dogs. Yeah, exactly. And thank you, Star Gamer. Thank you so much. Seriously. So it's weird for me. Like I think about like kind of like my, like the way I interact and react and feel about other people that do what I do. And again, I know like, so first off, all artists are my people, right? But all musicians particularly, because every artist, Josh Homme, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, all of them have the worst setups and the worst deals of any other arts, like in any other art form. And like thing is like because everybody gets paid before they do, right? So every person, the money that's coming in, your agent gets paid, your publicist gets paid, your road team gets paid, you know, your like and then after everybody gets paid, then you finally make money. You know, hey Makeaholic, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. And I was hoping you were going to show up because I'm going to talk about what you texted me or what you emailed me about because I do want to talk about that. So like they're my people, right? The thing is like we all of us signed up into an industry that's just fucking rotten. It's rotten to the core. The way like the thing is it like every band that has their music on Spotify, like even if because Spotify does negotiate separate deals with like bigger artists, but even so, the thing is, I guarantee you they're not getting paid. Like the thing is like why the fuck has a CD been $10 for like 20 years, right? Like back when CDs were first introduced, they were like $15 and $30 and $40. Like thing is, and now like CDs or an album of music has been $10 for 20 years. So the price of an album, or even cheaper. So the price of an album has not changed at all, but there's certainly been inflation. I certainly pay a lot more for a fucking Starbucks coffee now than I did 20 years ago. So what the fuck's going on, man? And so, and so that for me is like, so all musicians are my people, you know, I in my heart of hearts, I know that, but it still doesn't change the fact that also in that same, cause I'm an adult and I've got a lot of fucking crazy conflicting nuanced perspectives, you know, it still doesn't also change the fact that like, I also get jealous when when people that I know get successes for their hard work and I don't get anywhere near those successes for what I believe is a similar or often I feel more intense hard work, right? Because I've spent the past decade doing not much other than working. You know, that's not so. I mean, I do drink in the margins of my day. I do drink. I do hang out with whomever I'm dating, but even so, yeah. I do game, and I definitely have managed to put in thousands of hours of gaming, so that's true. But the thing is, I work fucking hard. Except for right now, past couple months, I'm trying to allow myself to take some time off, so without going insane, and that's tough. Like this has been really hard for me because like at first I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna drink myself to death, not death, but drink myself to not thinking about the fact that I'm not working and I don't want to create a new project right now, if that makes sense. Anyway, Katie, what are you doing? Awesome. So yeah, Katie's just about to come up and we'll get the main show up and running. Anyway, man, it's just been weird, dude. This is what a fucking weird time in my life this is. Having too much free time can be to be alone in your head can be amen. And amen, Paper Cat. And particularly the way I work, the thing is like even when I wasn't working my record, even when I was gaming, I was still thinking about the record, right? I was still thinking about what I wanted to do with the album, right? So I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? Let me think about like those like I would think about the things that annoyed me with the song. I'm like, oh yeah, the song feels okay, but what's really ticking me off? I think it's the drums. I think I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna completely redo the drums. And so I think about like, well, how am I gonna tackle the drums? So I'd be playing a game and I'd be like, okay, and then I'd be like, and then often I would be like, okay, I'm done with this game for right now. Let me go back and kind of lay down the framework for the drums. All right, great, that's done. Now I can go back to my game and I'll take care of it tomorrow. And that's just the way I work. Like that's just my mind. I need something to occupy my thoughts all the time, right? And it's great. And for me, I learned very early on that if I'm working on something that I created, then that creation will potentially put money in my pocket, and I like money in my pocket. You know. Here we go. Here's Katie. Whew. Hell yeah. All right, so we're gonna get the main show up and running. Hold on 1 second.
We're doing what now?
We're gonna get the main show up and running. Hold on. Wait a second.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize you were waiting for that.
Yeah. No, hold on. Wait. Wait, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it is December 2nd, 2019. Sorry, December 2019. We have like 29 days. We're 29 days away from the future. Like literally the future. So like 2020, when I was a kid, and hey, Mr. Yowie Wowie, hey, that's a great handle, brother. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're digging the show. So 2020, when I was a kid, I played Cyberpunk 2020, right? It was a Cyberpunk game. It was a role-playing game, and it was all about, it was just all about, you know, like kind of like William Gibson, Neuromancer, kind of like Matrix style, like kind of just crazy, awesome future, but just barely Earth future, but future, right? So there's like cybernetics, and there's and there's people jack in to visit the internet, and it'd be all three. Anyway, so we are 29 days away from 2020. When I was playing that game back in 1989 and 1990, I was like, man, 2020, that's so fucking far away. Bum bum bum, and here we are. Wait, yeah.
Here we are.
Hold on. I have to plug it in.
Oh, so they haven't heard anything.
No, they can hear what you're saying, but only through my
okay, because I do want to say something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my boy.
Oh, I know it's okay.
Oh, it's my boy.
Stay there.
My sweet boy.
Stay there. Oh.
Check. So I'm on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys hear okay? Katie, okay?
Can you hear Rooster okay? Because he's being very vocal right now. I did want to say that
Okay.
I apologize. Katie's coming in
Fine. Yeah,
okay, great. And I do apologize. I have terrible vision, even though I wear corrective lenses. Like,
Read up there. Look at
that's
it's right
better.
there.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Oh, Lenina, hi. Star Gamer, hello. Who else do we have in the house right now?
So that list right there. So we got Bad Weave and Auten, Commander Root, and Doug DMC, and Failing and Flailing, and Jared Jensen. You remember Jared, right? You met Jared?
Yeah. Total sweetheart.
Cruise and Kurt Coolbeans and LePunk First.
Kurt Coolbeans.
And, and
That's
Lurks
hilarious.
And Mechaholic and Songless Bot is here. So there's some folks.
Is Justin on by any chance?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah. I mean, he usually shows up. He'll be here eventually. Yeah.
I happen to be wearing a Star Wars T-shirt.
Yes. Yeah. It's Cantina Band.
Cantina Band. Actually, you bought me this shirt.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Yes, I did.
And I always love to hear the Nerf Herder soundbite or whatever.
I think
Justin's
Goody.
usually the one.
No. They all do it. Yeah, Elix has done it.
Okay.
Yeah, they all do it. Yeah.
Stuck up,
Lenina.
half-witted, scruffy looking
Lenina.
Nerf herder.
Nerf Herder. That's awesome. Thank you. So what are we?
What's
I'm
going
so
on?
excited I could squirt.
I can squirt.
What is that from?
You're excited. That's Alf.
Feel these nipples.
That's hysterical. What is that from?
That's from Alf.
I'm so excited I could squirt.
Yeah.
That's from Alf?
Yeah, that's Alf.
I'm
That says
so
something-
excited I could squirt.
That
that's
says
Alf.
something about late '80s programming. I think
Well, well.
late '80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Alpha's
Alf.
ladies.
I had a
Yeah.
stuffed animal, Alf, and you would squeeze him, and he would
Say a little
there's a
Alf
Sue hair
comments.
on the freaking
There's Sue hair everywhere.
Everywhere. You
So
have no idea.
so Katie and I have been commenting like every time we sit down to eat, we'll be like, "Fuck, there's a goddamn Sue
a
hair."
fourth
in-
of
yeah,
the food is
Yeah,
that we consume
I have
is
consumed
actually Sue hair. Yeah.
significant amounts of Sue hair.
Yeah, I've certainly consumed like an entire. God, I can't even think. It's gonna make me gag just even talking about it. But yeah, I've consumed probably an entire small dog.
Look at this look at this little tiny puppy. He's just a tiny puppy. Oh yeah, no, you're totally right, Stargamer. You're totally right.
All Alf the show and Alf the cartoon were so
very, very different. They certainly were. I'm getting my hair cut in the spring because I'm sick of finding my own hair. Oh yeah.
Do you is
in the
Elix
spring, huh?
Perth?
Yeah, Elix. Yeah. Elix is one of my mods. Like, yeah. He's.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I'm sorry, Elix. I'm not familiar with you. You have long hair.
Well,
I'm
apparently
guessing.
it's long enough.
And
for
I'm
him to
sick
get,
of waking up and finding head
Head
hair
hair tangled
tingling
in-
in my.
in my ball pubes, despite having no.
Well, you can't see it because half that screen is blocking it.
Oh yeah.
Despite having no idea how they made it down into my briefs. Oh,
Yeah, well,
that's funny. I
Well,
have the
I do-
female
I do have to say-
equivalent
I do have to say-
of that, and I'm
Okay,
I think that a lot of women could probably identify with that.
Although
I don't want to get too great.
I do have to say that this is the very first time, Elix, that I've ever contemplated your ball pubes. So there you go. Thank you for that, man. Thanks.
Yes,
And in the
Lenina and the bra. Seriously, that is the fucking
Well,
worst.
but look. The thing is look, your hair.
Yeah,
your
but
hair's
it never
long enough-
hangs into my
Well,
shirt, you know.
But
and then I'll
but-
be like, what's something feels off, and then I'm like,
I mean,
pulling-
that definitely feels like it makes a little bit more sense than actual, you know.
oh, other shit
things, yeah.
happens. Believe me, other shit happens. But I know what you mean. I haven't cut my hair, and my hair grows very slow. First of all, so it,
Which is crazy because my hair grows ridiculously fast. So, yeah.
But I haven't cut my hair. I hate getting haircuts, and I haven't cut mine in about probably a year and a half. Think upon my testicle hairs in despair, you mighty.
Why have you not had your hair cut in a year and a half?
Well, the places that I go to get my hair cut, first of all, they typically don't speak English. So there's a bit, and I speak
Decent enough Spanish.
decent amount of Spanish.
Yeah, like
but
conversational enough
conversational,
to be able to
but
get
not
to, yeah.
about haircut. I don't know how to talk about haircuts
Corte
in
de
Spanish.
pelo,
Corte de pelo, I know that,
yeah.
but I can't say like medio y, like
I
don't know, like how do I ask for a trim?
You're trying.
How do I ask for my big
Yeah.
scut?
Hey, Rach Lexi, how you doing? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. How you doing? I'm so sorry to hear that Paper Cat and Rach Lexi.
Mike nearly admitted he steals Katie's hair growth. You heard him. I think there's some truth to that.
No. I hate my fingernails grow super fast. My hair grows super fast. Which means it's an added expense. I don't like the fact that my beard does not grow that fast. But my hair
it grows faster than you think.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It grows pretty fast.
Okay. So my beard goes fast as well. Which by the way, I just cut this for the very first time in like months.
Yes.
And my beard's gone.
And I'm going to speak to that. And ladies, maybe you can commiserate or identify with this. So Michael shaved his beard today, and he looked completely different. And I was like, how great would that be if I could just shave my head, look completely different for a couple of days, knowing that it's going to be this length again.
Yeah.
And, so count yourself lucky, sir.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I think Sue, are you begging? Are you asking for water, bud? Sue, what are you doing? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Lenina, do you see the sploot? Lean that way.
Yes, no, you can see it. It's right there. That's
the
split.
perfect sploot.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. that you say sploot because, right? Rach? Yeah. I wish I could shave my head on a daily basis, and I'm too afraid to. But
All right, Revis,
Oh.
thank you so much. Yeah, you have an awesome evening, and hopefully we see you again soon. Let me go check on Sue real quick.
Sure.
You keep talking.
I have nothing to talk about, guys. My life is so boring. Yeah. Yeah. No, but now Rooster, he's not in his split anymore. But it's so funny that you call it that because I've always called his nose his snoot, and so now he's got the cutest snoot and the cutest sploot. And doesn't that sound great? That sounds great. Snoot and the sploot, exactly. Oh, band name dibs. I'm gonna trademark that, or what do you say? I don't know. He absorbs snoot to sploot. Yes. Oh, he's adorbs snoot. Yes, he is. Thank you. I think, we always talk about, or we, meaning the royal we, I always talk about, like, if we take the dogs out together, people look at Rooster and they're like, oh, cute dog. And then they look at Sue and they're like, oh my God, he's so beautiful and majestic. And he's a giant polar bear. And I'm like, yeah, and Rooster's really fucking cute. I'm sorry, but he is. Can you please just give him a bit of love too? So whenever somebody does give him like a little bit of attention, I'm like, thank you, God. I know that Sue's beautiful. I've been there since when we adopted him, at 2 months old. I know he's gorgeous. But Rooster, man, he's got some personality. And he's so cute. Sounds like a rejected Nickelodeon pitch that was uncomfortably close to jizz porn.
Wait,
I don't even know what that means. That's hilarious. Your hair is like as long as mine. Would you dog it if I shaved it all off? I don't know what that means.
Oh, no, she's talking to Paper Cat.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
but
well, yeah,
dog it.
I mean-
like criticize it.
Yeah. So,
Snoot and the sploot.
And
That
really,
sounds like a buddy cop movie.
it is.
Snoot and the sploot.
Snoot and the Sploot actually sounds like a terrible '90s band. Like it's like Hootie and the Blowfish and what's the other one? Bare Naked Ladies. Like this, like kind of like.
I was
Snoot and the Sploot.
My sister was so into Bare Naked Ladies, and as a result, I was into Bare Naked Ladies. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, no.
Like-
and I hear that they're real sweet. Like they're real sweet guys.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine that worked at Warner Brothers when we were there grew up with one of those guys, and was saying that like they're just real fun. Like they're nice guys.
Which one's Hootie? That's funny.
No, what?
I love rubbing heads and things like. I would love rubbing bald heads. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That I actually really truly Paper Cat. So I've only shaved my head once. I've only shaved my head, and I do have to say it. So it was right before.
I meant dig if. My bad, Katie.
Oh,
your
dig,
hair
dig.
is
It's
like
a
mine.
dog,
I
yeah.
can't. Oh, would you dig if
So excited. What? So
would you dig it if I shaved it all off? I gotcha.
So I shaved my head. We were just about to play a show at Mr. T's Bowl, and it had to have been in late 1998, maybe early 1991, and I was at my friend Pat and Rick's place, my two bandmates, right? So my drummer and my bass player, and we're hanging out. And we're about, and they're in the valley, and so it's like a 45-minute drive to get to Mr. T's Bowl, and I've got like half an hour. I've got probably not even that. I got probably like 20 minutes, and I'm like, I'm gonna shave my head. Like I just decided I'm gonna shave my head. So I'm like, do you guys have a razor? So they're like, yeah. So I took like their like kind of like shaving razor, but electric shaving razor, and just. Without realizing that like if you don't pay attention, there's gonna be lots of like splotchy spots, and particularly in the
God.
backside. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let's go. And I literally had like little lines of short hair, like I literally looked like I had just been hacked by like Edward Scissorhands. And I'm like, all right, there we go. Yeah, it was
a good
it was pretty awesome.
You look like a
soccer ball. Yeah.
That when I was 19, I think, I had a boyfriend at the time, and he asked, like, can you cut hair? And I was like, yeah, sure.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, how hard could it be? And
that's awesome.
because that was always my brother's haircut. Like, turn on the clippers and just shave it. You know, not to the skin, but like, I mean, just buzz it. You know, and unless he got the bulk, unless it was able to like grow out for a bit, and he got
You
the
talking
bulk.
about Tommy?
Yeah, got the
But
bulk cut.
did you realize that they've got the little guards on it? Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had no idea. Sure, yes, I can do it.
Okay.
Well, then you have to like clean it up in the back, right? So took the guard off. I'm like clipping it, buzz, and it kept getting shorter. His hairline, the back of his hairline, kept getting shorter and shorter because I was trying to even it up, and it looked fucking awful. And that may have been why we broke up. I don't. It was 20 years ago, but it's a possibility. Some kind of hair for Coke deal.
Yeah. You're talking about my shaved head. Yeah. That's I definitely.
Or crack deal.
Yeah, that was and it was really funny because people were like, "What the fuck happened to your hair, Mike?" Like I was like, "Oh, I shaved it," and they're like, "No, we get that it's shaved, but who the fuck shaved it? Because it's terrible." I was like, "Oh, I did it myself." They're like, "Of course it is."
Rach, is your hair like? Is it super straight like mine is? Because I can tell you, in my experience, that this sucks.
That with having straight hair?
Yeah, nobody wants straight hair.
No, that's not so. I know.
Well, I mean,
I've known lots of girls with curly hair that straighten their hair.
No, it's a the grass is always greener thing.
Yeah.
If you have curly hair, you want straight hair. If you have
I
straight
know.
hair, then
I've never wanted straight hair.
see.
I love the fact my hair is fucking awesome. Like I just wake up, I shower it, I dry it, and then it just does. Like me and my hair came to an agreement in junior high school. I was like, okay, man.
I know this agreement.
I'm like, I'm not gonna fuck with you at all. I'm gonna try to style you at all, and then you just look good. And my hair was like, all right, let's do it. And that's And so I literally just would shower. I dry my hair. I'd run my hands through it just to make sure that like whatever so I didn't develop dreads. And then it just looked the way it does now. It's just there you go, awesome.
Falling and falling. I would
failing and flailing.
Failing and flailing. God, my eyesight is terrible. I would prefer your beautiful wavy hair as well. We had a girlfriend over recently who has like pretty thick, luxurious hair, kind of wavy, curly.
Who?
Molly.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And
Speaking of which,
I hopped in the shower and I came out and my hair is it's fucking straight as a board and I fucking hate it. And she's like, God, your hair's so straight. And, oh, I have to use a straightener for it to look like that. And I'm like, I don't. This is the way it looks all the time. And there is nothing that can be done about it. Even if I try to curl it, the curl's going to fall out. I'll spray it with hairspray and nothing happens. And I'm sorry, I'm turning this into like a beauty segment or something.
No,
and
we can do a beauty segment. That's awesome.
I tame it with a little mousse when it's wet and leave it alone. I try not to anger the beast. You must have like naturally. Yeah.
Rooster is very happy to be contribute to this conversation.
Yeah, Rooster's. I brought some more dog toys over. I need to bust those out. Oh, thanks, Rich. Good God. What is wrong? Thank you, Rich.
Yeah, tease it up with hairspray and bring back the early nights. Yeah, which actually really truthfully, man, really truthfully. So there is, I actually know a handful of bands in LA that were trying to bring back like the whole kind of 90s like grunge and post grunge sound, and we're also doing kind of like, but they were also doing kind of like more 80s style like fashion stuff with what was the hairspray that was like the big hairspray back then?
Shit. Oh, it's gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the hairspray.
Yeah, it was like
Aquanet. Thank you, Aquanet. Yes.
Thank
And so
God.
yeah, and so they would do.
I was like, hairnet? That's
so
not right.
So
Yeah.
they would play these shows. They would play these shows where they're playing like so their hair would be just gigantic and like all 80s style gigantic, and then they'd be playing like 90s style grunge, like kind of grunge or post grunge stuff, and I'm like. This like you guys, but again because they were kids, I'm like you guys do realize you're not getting your timeline straight. Like the '80s existed, like the Aquanet stuff was like 5 or 6 years before the grunge stuff, and the
So
okay, all right, no, that's fine. Yeah, it was always really funny. I was like, that's
so
great.
I was a Rach. I'm glad you brought that up. I was a total '90s kid. I was born in '81. Graduated high school in '99, and in junior high, which would have been, I guess, early '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have been like 10, 11. Yeah, so it was early '90s.
Wow.
I know, I'm a lot younger than you.
We should never.
My bangs.
Wow.
I couldn't even do it. I couldn't do it now, but they were certainly like this high, and man, you could snap them in half. They had so much hairspray in them. I wish I had some yearbook photos, because it was awful. It was awful. But at the time, yeah, I was fucking owning it. I was owning it. I'm tempted to do this to my hair just once before I cut it. Can I open that link? You sent a link. Can I open that?
Yeah. Here you go. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm tempted to do this. It's
Oh, I believe that. I just didn't know. Like, I don't know how this thing works.
All right, you can do that, Elix, but you got to go far left.
I don't know. I think right in the middle.
Third,
Right
the third,
in the middle,
the third from
yeah.
the left, right in the middle. See, those are the two. Those are your two
Either
options.
far left, which is so
Yeah,
goddamn
which is
gorgeous.
awesome.
Yeah. Or
yeah.
right in the middle,
Yeah,
which is
or right,
incredibly
which is
impressive.
I do have to say that the third one, the one right in the middle, definitely takes a lot more work. Even though they all take a lot of work, like my buddy. So my buddy Jason. Hold on.
I'm just gonna open up this so I can see people talk again.
My buddy Jason, he actually
Japan.
he would stick his entire he would stick his entire hair up like he didn't have an afro, so he didn't have like Will Smith like whatever like it looked like a top hat, but he would do that just himself with like gel and whatever, and it took him like an hour every morning just to get his hair like into shape. And I'm like, dude, that's like that's a lot of work
Yeah. I always because obviously, well, like when I was in high school, I mean, I don't want to say there was a big resurgence of punk, because I feel like punk has never died.
Yeah, no, well,
But-
punk kind of goes in ways
yeah,
in terms
certainly.
of like popular culture, sure.
So anyway, there were kids in my around my age that had the mohawks, but they would come to school occasionally, and they wouldn't have the mohawk. Their hair would be down, and I was like, "Oh, your mom wouldn't let you out of the house with the mohawk on." Like, I don't know why that cracked me up so much, but I was like, "Oh, you couldn't leave the house today without a mohawk, so you came to school looking like shit." Because
Hey,
sorry.
Bobcat, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Oh no!
Is that a me
There's
thing?
a cat bomb. There's a cat bomb. No.
Oh, that's a bobcat bomb?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's funny.
not bobcat bomb, but yeah, the cat bomb. That's a fan cat. See, these are all paper cat contributions to the stream. How you doing, man? Good to see you, amigo.
It's a bobcat.
It's the bobcat. Hey, it's the bobcat.
So I was
Manja. It's the bobcat.
Manja. What were we watching recently that had? Oh no, I guess it was
It was
Inglourious Basterds.
the Irishman. The
people.
Irishman. Yeah, that was where people were.
Well, no, I was thinking about Inglourious Basterds when they were talking in the Italian accent. And he's like Arrivederci.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He's
like
Grazie.
the Brad Pitt character,
Shut up.
Aldo Raines. He's like, I speak the most Italian, and he literally he has no fucking accent. It's just like, Arrivederci. All right. Yeah, he's like
Bigger hair, closer to God.
like, my sister
That
had those
is
huge high bangs
fucking
at the time. I was
hilarious.
so jealous as a kid, but now I'm so damn thankful there's no evidence of me there.
Closer to God. That is fucking.
Her line. Oh,
is
that's
hilarious.
awesome. That is awesome.
And
That's great.
You know, kind of scary. Maybe a sign of the times or something. But that is hilarious.
Yeah, and it really is. It's really funny because the thing is like that was so when I believed in Jesus back as a kid, and we hung out with like that was so. All right, so you guys, so I actually encountered Tammy Faye Baker. Tammy Faye, you guys remember Tammy Faye Baker with all the caked on makeup and what have you? She actually lived in. I grew up in the Palm Springs area and in a place called Palm Desert, which was like so. A lot of the places that people think about as Palm Springs, or they're really thinking about Palm Desert, right? So Palm Desert is sort of like or just next door Indian Wells. So Indian Wells is where like. Well, anyway, my desert. It's like there's more billionaires per capita in the desert I grew up in than anywhere else on the planet Earth, right? There's like they actually have homes and spend significant amounts of time in like. We grew up as poor people in this place. So but anyway, so Tammy Faye Baker. So but we were Christians, right? And so we went to these churches. We went to these churches where there were these very, very wealthy people hanging out doing the Jesus thing with like literally fucking all of the face paint, and it was face paint. It was fucking coated.
Oh, absolutely.
Significant amounts.
I mean,
like,
I
it was
seen
like
her in person, but
and then
yes.
and then the bouffants that were. I'm like this is like a 3 or 4 hour operation. Like this is yeah. So yeah, it was Spackle. It was Spackle.
Yeah.
That's exactly
that's
right,
what she
Lydia.
was known for.
That's exactly
I
right.
saw
Yeah, man.
It was it's Discovery or no, sorry. Dateline on ID. So Dateline on Investigation Discovery.
Yeah.
And they did a thing on Tammy Faye Baker and
Jim Baker.
Yeah. And it was pretty heartbreaking. I mean,
Yeah, he does.
and then she died of cancer, and it was fucking horrible.
Oh,
and it was
she
very
died?
much in the
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it was
Oh, I didn't
very
know.
much in the public
Huh. I didn't know.
limelight or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Huh.
but it was about him, like, you know, being convicted and
Yeah. No, and so while he was in prison, there was a place right walking distance from my mom's place where I was living at the time, and then if not living, like when I moved to my first couple of places, I lived in close proximity to my family. There was a little place called Cucina Pasta. It was just a little pasta. It was like a little Italian joint. That had really decent food, you know, and so that was my regular go-to when I wanted to go eat out. I just go there because I could get like a what is it called?
tortellini, ravioli,
No,
lasagna,
no, stop.
pizza.
No, stop. It was Angel. It wasn't Angel Hair, but it was called alla queca. Yeah, so it was Angel Hair alla queca, right? So it's like it's tomatoes, basil, and seared garlic, right?
Sounds
and
fucking
delicious.
amazing.
Yeah. And so I would go there often, and I would go there enough. And she was there all the time because she lived right up the street. And so I would go there enough that she would acknowledge me when I'd walk in. I was like, oh, hey, there's Tammy Faye again. Hello. Yeah. Hi. How you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Good old
fucking
Tammy
cool.
Faye Baker.
Yeah.
That's another weird
Rooster
aspect.
has a soundbite as well.
He
correct?
does. Yes. Yeah. It was played the moment. Oh, you weren't here. Wait.
And yes, did you hear the squeak, Bobcat? Oh,
Rooster?
he looks played it too.
'Cause,
I love that.
Because and the person that's actually doing is actually Tim Curry.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Tim Curry. One of the greatest actors of all time.
Can I put Rooster on camera?
Oh yeah.
for a second?
Oh yeah. Squeaking can be heard. The squeaking can be heard. Yes, of course.
So I threw my back out a couple of days ago.
Come here.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm I mean, I'm not strong on a good day,
What's
but
going on?
oh, what is that? What is that, Rooster? I can't tell you guys how much, and I love Sue. I love Sue very much.
She doesn't really love Sue. She loves Rooster. She used to love Sue, and then Rooster came in like a fucking fire beam of crazy. Yeah.
What do you want? Should I tell the real story of how Sue and I parted ways?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, too, yeah.
Should I?
Yeah. No, of course. You guys want to hear like why Katie had to give up Sue, because it's a sad story. It is a sad story.
I used to have both boys, and I mean, Mike and I always like kind of shared custody or whatever of Sue. But Mike was on tour, and I had Sue. And
so I was on tour. I was on tour for 3 months. So Katie was taking care of Sue, like where normally we would do share duties.
Right.
She had him for a full 3 months, And
Rooster.
And as well as Rooster.
So Rooster
that happened over that time, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so Rooster was just supposed to be a foster dog. I was just supposed to foster him, and then and nobody has. Just stop. It looks like you're flogging him, like in a weird.
He's loving it. He
does actually look like he's really enjoying it.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, foster feels, Lenina. I know that was.
Repent.
Oh, and your son.
Repent,
your
sinner.
Son,
repent.
Your son cracked up over Rooster.
He's repenting.
He was like, "Oh, I can see why you call him Rooster, because he crows all the time."
He does.
And I was like, "Yep, yeah, he does."
Foster fails the best.
Yeah. So that was very evident. He absolutely, and especially took a liking to Rooster, which made me really happy.
Repent.
Stop flogging him. So Rooster's supposed to be a foster. He's supposed to be a foster. 2 weeks in, I was like, yeah, nah, this dog's going nowhere. He's staying with me. I still had Sue at the time, and then Mike was on tour. But I went to Mike's apartment to get something. I don't remember.
I think it was just to hang out and bask in the coolness of this place.
No, it was. I had to pick something up, and I can't remember what it was. But I picked it up. I had both boys on leashes, and Sue, he, yes, paper cat. You know the story.
Yeah, here we go.
So I had both boys on leashes, and Sue, outweighs me by 15 pounds, and Sue took off and bit a neighbor on the balls.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then the guy that I was seeing at the time, who was with me, he demanded, the neighbor demanded that we take him to the hospital, which we did.
Oh, really? I thought you had him. Okay, go ahead. That's cool. That's nice.
No, we took him to the emergency room and he was like, "You have to wait here with me," and I was like, "We're not fucking waiting here with you, bro. Sorry."
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Which I do have to say. All right. So you guys. So I literally took full ownership. I took full ownership of that whole thing. So I went to my neighbor and I was like, "Hey, man, like my dog acted out. I wasn't here and I wasn't there. But it happened." Like you definitely had some doctor bills. So he gave me $60 of doctor bills, and then he was like, oh yeah, and I'm also gonna I have to go in and get like an MRI or a CAT scan or some all these things that he's like. So it looked like it was gonna be tantamount to like thousands of dollars, and I was like, all right, well fuck it, I told him I will pay for it. He's my dog. Let me sort it out. I will definitely sort it out. But he never. I gave him $60 for the first round of like he got some like bandages and some like antiseptic stuff and so he gave me these receipts for those, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take photos of these receipts, and then I'll write you a check. So I took photos of those receipts, so I knew that they were legit. I wrote him a check. I never heard from him ever again. So does he even
still live here?
No, yeah, he's gone now. So I think he was trying to play me. Oh no. So no, hold on. And then he said I missed 2 or 3 days worth of work. And so I need you to reimburse me for those. And I was like, you know what, man, that's totally fine. What I want you to do is just reach out to your employer, have them call me, or or if you can either give me a copy of your normal pay stub so I can certify the amount of money you make, or just have your employer call me and tell me the amount of hours that you missed from this injury and the amount of money that they would have paid you out, and I will totally pay you that. And he didn't get back to me. So I think that by me being like, of course he likes, So right. I think he was trying to play me. I think he was trying to play me, and I was like, okay, yeah, dude, I will do I will pay whatever you want. You just document everything and certify the things that you want me to pay for. And he couldn't do it because he was a liar. I think that they took him to the hospital, and then he was like, why the fuck am I in the hospital? I'm not really in pain. I don't have a problem. I was trying to bilk these people. And he did. He said he called his friend. He told me he sat in the ER for like 45 minutes and they hadn't yet seen him. So he called his friend and they took him. Yeah. And so I was like,
yeah. And so, sorry, I didn't actually finish.
No.
I neglected to finish that story.
Yeah.
So the reason that I sort of, maybe Sue just knows to bite bad people. Yeah, maybe Sue. Yeah, Bobcat, maybe.
Yeah, Sue's got an amazing moral radar. He's like, you're not a good person.
Like I fucking love dogs. I love animals, and
I don't think you should be admitting that on internet, kind of like, sweetheart.
Not
really?
in a weird
way.
Not
in this. Yeah.
Not in a weird
this
way.
This is not chatterbait.
I love dogs. I've had dogs my entire life. They are my fucking babies, right? I'm never gonna have kids, but they are my, and I'm not saying that having a dog is like having a kid, but that's that's my substitute, right, for having kids.
All the love.
And so I realized when that happened that I was not physically able to, especially in the state of mind that Sue was in at the time, when he wasn't as obedient as he is now, which he pretty much is.
And he was acting out loud.
I was
gone, and so he was acting out a lot. Yeah, and yeah.
I was like, I certainly can't control 2 dogs, let alone a 130-pound dog. So that's when we.
Sure, come here, bud.
I don't even know how to say it because I'm gonna sound like a fucking jerk off anyway I say it, but
say it.
That's when I was like, Michael would be much better equipped to handle Sue, and I'm much better equipped to handle a dog that is, a third of my body weight rather than
Come on. Come on,
15, 20 pounds heavier.
Oh, so good, puppy. Oh.
Yeah, exactly, Elix. And I hug. I'm staying with Michael right now, and I hug on Sue and kiss on Sue all the time, and it's really nice. And
get him, Rooster.
But it's kind of odd because he's so large. It's like living with another person. And Rooster is just like the. I don't know if Michael ever.
Hold on. Rooster. Sorry. So Rooster is yeah. You're right. Paper guy. He's a medium-sized dog. Rooster is on the small side of a medium-sized dog, but Rooster can take up so much space. It is fucking ridiculous, and he's intractable. And when you try to move him, so he will climb up on the bed, and of course you're sleeping. You're sleeping, and
he's gotten real sneaky about it.
Yeah, so we don't let him sleep on the bed, right? So we'll fall asleep, and he will hop up on the bed as we're sleeping, find a spot, and then just be implacable. Like there's what is going on? You can't, and then
he's like a lump of clay that is just dropped on the.
Yeah. And anyway, he's they both are pretty awesome, just for that.
He is. I wouldn't categorize him as big. I mean, there's a difference of 100 pounds.
He's a small size medium dog.
The first dog that Michael and I sort of both had, he was my dog. I got him when I was 19.
His name was 16 years.
I had him for 16 years. He was about 45 pounds.
Yeah.
Bear. So he was a bit bigger.
Bear was definitely like right in the middle of a medium-sized dog. Yeah.
And but that was the first joint pet experience, I guess.
Which is funny because I had no interest in dogs. I was a cat guy. I had no interest in dogs at all. But Bear was just my shadow, man. Like because Katie would go to work each day, right? And so I was always home because I was working on music. So Bear would I couldn't let Bear, because Bear was always shifting and kind of like moving and kind of getting up and repositioning and stuff like that. So I was working on my record, so I couldn't have him in the studio while I was recording. So what he would do is he would just curl up like right on the door, and he'd just stay there right on the door. And then I'd go downstairs to like make some food or something, and he was by this point in time he was 13 years old, I think, when because I was with him for 3 years. Yeah. So anyway, he was So he was older. So just going up and downstairs was painful for him.
Right.
You know, and he would still trot down, and I'd be like, Bear, what are you doing? And he'd trot all the way down, and he'd come over, and and so I'm making food, and he'd just stand there, just looking at me. And I'm like, and so he was just my little shadow.
He's a good boy.
And man, I just, well, like, it's really funny because I kind of course I took him out on walks, and I fed him, and so for me, which animals for my entire young life when I was a kid were just responsibility, because all my family had weird sleeping issues, and none of them were like, I was the lightest sleeper in the household. So when the animals wanted to get out, they would come to my door and they'd mewl, right? So we had dogs and cats and whatever. So they'd mewl or bark or no, they wouldn't bark. They wouldn't bark, but like, because the
whine or something.
Yeah, well, no, we had a dog, Nishka, and we had like 2 or 3 dogs, and anyway, so. But most I remember getting cats would mewl outside my door. I'd get up. I'd like literally like open the front door, dead tired. Like they would go out. And I'm like, all right. I'd shut it and I'd go back to bed. And that was like regular. So for me, animals were just responsibility, you know. So Bear kind of felt. I was like, oh, I'm back in this thing again. But he was also like such an old dog, and he was in pain. And so I'd hear him whimper, you know, and I'd be like, hey, buddy. And so I would just spend time like just petting him, and over the time that I met, from the time I met him, I had met him years before, but the time I met him
that you lived with
to him. The time I lived with him, and while we were hanging out, and thank you so much. That was I just missed. Hold on. Bax OJs, thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're digging the show. This is a very different show than we normally do. And Jadavan, hey, good to see you, brother. How you doing, man? Awesome, brother. How you doing, amigo? That there was something about there was just some moment where I was like, fuck, dude, like you're just a little trooper. Like you love Katie. You're here. You're like he was present. Like the thing is, like he just wanted to be around. And he had people, and he really wanted to be around Katie. And I really think the reason why he lived for 16 years was because he was just like, hey, I'm your dog, Katie. I will stick around. Like we ended up putting him down. Oh, I know. We ended up putting him down. I think he would have gone to the very and he was in pain because he was like just lying down. He would whimper
it was hard.
It was really hard.
For him to get. You know,
to get up,
or get back up.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, that dog was with me. You know, I was 19 when I got him, and I was 35, I guess.
Yeah. When you went down, wow.
When he passed, so I mean, he was with me for such a big, God, like the most important. Arguably the most important like portion of your life, you know, and he's buried not a mile from here.
Yeah. And in fact, yeah. I actually
highly illegal.
So we made the decision. So we decided to bring a vet to the house. So we invited all of the friends over that had known Bear throughout his life, right? And we had invited them to bring their kids and their dogs, and it was just so there was maybe 20 people there and a couple animals, and and what we did is we made Bear we took some hamburger and we cooked
he
some
got
hamburger up for
tri-tip?
him. And some
got-
tri-tip
yeah,
and like
he had a-
and then so we just made sure he was fed, and we had him play with other dogs, and it was just
we told stories about him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and
mainly like really silly, embarrassing stories, like shit that could be, because Bear was a very awkward.
Bear was an escape artist.
Oh yes,
he was an escape artist. Tell
and
us
he was
something
a
escape
very
artist.
very awkward dog. So okay, so I'll tell you, like this is, I think is really funny. Is that Danny?
Yeah. And Danny, I was literally just responding to you saying, "Hey."
And Elix, by the way,
you should come here.
I read that.
You should come here.
I read your message, and in my heart, honestly,
My brother's
goes out
dog
to your brother.
is getting very old. He's almost completely blind and deaf, and he's losing a sense of distance and mental map of the house. He gets lost trying to walk down the hall and get into it. Yeah, and that's and the thing is like, yeah, that is, and what a crazy thing that is that we as human beings then as we as great apes, these, like, basically we're just other creatures that evolved on this planet Earth, that we go, oh, you know what, maybe it's time to end this creature, and which is I think a very important conversation to have.
That's great, Elix.
Charlie's had a good life chasing rabbits.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
amen. Yeah, no, and
Yeah.
so that's exactly the thing. It's like so like and which to me kind of comes down to the whole like right to end your life discussion, right?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is like you should be able to be like, look, I see my life is deteriorating to a point where I will be a burden on everybody I know and love, and they will eventually not recognize the me that is me, So if we can put dogs down, can't we allow a person to be like, hey man, I just want out. I just want to, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, So I just want to tell one funny story about Bear, and then I want to stop talking about dogs dying,
sure.
and because it breaks my fucking heart. But
amen, Linnea.
So when I was about 24, I guess, and like I said, Bear was this like very awkward, like socially awkward dog, as socially awkward as I am, right? So we kind of mirrored each other in that way. And I started dating, or I was about 25, I guess. Started dating this guy, and we were gonna go to a barbecue, like picnic thing with friends, and he's like, "Let's bring your dog," and I was like, that's a bad idea, because I know Bear and I know that he's fucking awkward. Yeah. And I'm already like nervous because I'm going to, I have social anxiety and I'm going to meet people I've never met before, and this sucks. And I'm like, man, that's not a good idea. And he's like, no, let's bring Bear. And I'm like, all right, Bear, we're in this together, bud. Let's do it. And we go to the barbecue in this park, right? And the little what did I call it? Not barbecue, but yeah, like so we go to the barbecue, whatever, and he's like, let's let Bear off the leash, and I'm like, bad idea. Okay, let's do it. And I let him off the leash, and one of the guys who eventually ended up becoming a friend of mine, but at the time he was a complete stranger because I just started dating this guy. What's that? There's only one way I'll learn, Bear. Let's go. Exactly. I was like, let's show him, Bear. You're going to be awkward as hell, and then I'm going to be awkward as hell. Let's fucking do it. So one of the guys who, like I said, ended up becoming a friend of mine, he had his dog on a leash, and it was tied to a tree, right? And
I think I've heard the story.
Bear goes up, and he had a weird thing when he was pooping, where he would like have to prop his leg up on something in order to poop. You knew this about him, right?
No.
Oh. So he goes over.
He was over that. By
the
time
dog
I
is
read it.
tied up on a tree, right? Yeah. He goes over and he takes a dump right on the leash of the dog that is tied, like right by the handle, you know.
Yeah, of course. Good.
And the guy was like, "Whose fucking dog is that?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, Philip! I told you we shouldn't have fucking taken him. We should have brought him here." It was the most, and then of course they look at me like I'm a lunatic. You know, like how did you treat,
it's my dog. It's
and I'm
just
like,
my dog. I didn't make him do.
It's awkward.
I didn't teach him to go poop on people's leashes.
And,
like how often do you run across a dog and it's like?
And I feel as awkward right now as he must feel.
Yeah.
And it's
so
awful.
In fact, so there's another crazy bear story where we were all, so Katie's family had or still has, I'm not 100% certain, but like they had some they're called tanks. So in the entire rest of the United States they're called ponds, right? But in Austin, I don't know.
No, in Texas. Oh,
in Texas,
in Texas,
yeah. They're called tanks, right? So they're basically ponds.
They're stock ponds
with fish and stuff like that. So, but they're called tanks, And so I was like, okay, we're gonna tanks. What do you mean? So we go over there and we're gonna do some fishing. We're a bunch of family are gonna come out. We're gonna do some barbecuing. We're gonna hang out, and we bring Bear. And then we let Bear out, and we just kind of forget about him for like 7 hours, because we're just having a great time. And we're playing guitar, like me and Katie and Katie's Uncle Daniel.
Well, a couple of my uncles are musicians.
Her Uncle Daniel who wrote a song called "Moons Over Moravia," which is like it's actually like a very well known polka song. So anyway, so we're talking about music, we're hanging out. It's just. So we're there for like 7 or 8 hours, and they're like, "Oh, where's Bear?" We find Bear, and he's like splayed.
And he's old at this point.
And
this is on 100-acre land.
He's literally like 15 years old, maybe 15 and a half at this point in time, and he literally looks like he's just like, I can't do, like he was just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
He's like, I just can I, and so but it was just so like it was really funny and really like sad because he was just like, he's like, I cannot do this, guys. You can't let me roam around for 7 hours on my own. And I did see, I mean, people did interact with him throughout the day, but he was just like left to his own recognizance.
But he was one of those dogs too. Like, oh god, I fucking love Bear to death. But like when he got old, like in his later years, like it didn't matter if you bathed him or not. Like he just smelled.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. He which
like,
is really funny. He definitely did have a weird.
He had an odor.
There was definitely some sort of organ failure that was happening that was creating in him some sort of greasy coat. And the greasy coat smelled very strange, I actually wrote a song. I wrote a song about him.
I did not
called,
know that.
Yeah, it's called Coffee, Cigarettes, and Not Wanting to Write the Music or something like that, like something like that. But Bear because Bear would also kind of poop on himself, like he'd be laying down and would just poop, like so he'd get up and there'd just be a pile of poop there.
Well, he
and
was
like because he was in or not incontinent, but like yeah.
This is getting so depressing.
No, but it was like, but man, he was my fucking bud. Like he was my fucking shadow.
Have you guys
he was
seen
my shadow. I
old
fucking
dogs
love
get
that dog.
lumpy and stinky? It's just yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen like what was that one we watched recently with Dennis Quaid? Or
so
A Dog's Purpose.
Oh yeah, so all right, okay, guys. So I wrote a song about a dog's purpose. I wrote a song about a dog's purpose. And I totally like I literally said when I wrote the song about a dog's purpose for the summer draft, the 2000 like whatever 19 summer draft, I was like, A Dog's Purpose literally looks like a movie made for dog owners. It's a cheap shot dog owners movie. And it literally is a cheap shot dog owners movie. And I wept the entire fucking time. I'm like, motherfuckers.
I mean, I love that. I love
it was
Marley
like,
and Me.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was.
I was like,
are you fucking kidding? I totally called it. I was like,
what was
I called it. This, I fucking.
Where Redfern grows, Old Yeller,
yeah.
all those fucking movies. Like,
Old Yeller.
Just
that's
stab
fucking,
me in the heart,
yeah.
please. Put me out of my misery because.
Yeah.
But Rooster and Sue will never die, which is the great thing.
That's the hope. That's the demand.
Which is the great thing.
Never, Sue,
that they will never die because they
never die.
It's so funny because you wrote the songs which sometimes they really are exactly.
I know, isn't that crazy? Isn't that it's so weird. That's so weird. He looks. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all often.
Water.
But
do you want
yeah,
some?
yeah, please, thank you. Yeah, thanks so much.
I'm gonna take a couple drags off a cigarette because I'm a fucking terrible person. and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask Danny a question.
Danny, all right, Danny, you're here? Danny, you're still here? Because we got a question for Danny, apparently. And all right, and all right, so go.
British question.
British. Oh, so all right. So and there are other
UK
people from the UK. Yeah. So all right, so we got a question from Katie for folks
like
that live in the UK.
I did throw my back out, so I'm moving really slow.
She did.
So
she did throw it back out. I've been. Oh, and Danny's still there. All right, awesome. So I've been pulling Katie's. So Katie thinks she pinched her nerve. And so what I've been doing is I've been literally taking her leg and just yanking as hard as I possibly can, like trying to pull it out of its socket. And apparently it feels better. So that's good.
Okay. So let me take a few drags.
Yeah. Of course. Thank you. Yeah. So what was I? So I was going to talk about gaming. Okay. So hold on. So first off, so Katie's living here now, right? And so she's here for the next, the foreseeable future. So I definitely, that's exactly what it is, Bob K. So we've been talking about streams that she and I can do together, that we can just to kind of, because it's fun. I mean, I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time? We're having a good time. I mean, I know Katie, you're having a good time, right?
Great time.
So you're having a great time. So I definitely think that it would be fun for us to come up with some ideas of things we could do that could be like non-musical she and I things, you know. Amen, Bob. Okay, right? Like, it'd be fun, man. So yeah, so we definitely want to throw that out. Like, I mean, certainly this kind of thing, I think is awesome. Because she and I do have enough of a shared history that we can dive into all sorts of interesting stuff. Amen. Yeah, me too, Lenina. Yeah, amen. Me too. Really, truthfully, me too. But I definitely want to also try to turn her on to things she can do. I want her to get comfortable enough doing this so that she might be able to consider doing it herself, you know, so that when she does move on to her own place and is doing her own thing, you know, maybe we can start building an audience for her, because I just want her to oh, thank you.
I'm just gonna go.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
Double drags real quick.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Of course.
And then I have a question for Danny.
Okay, and so question for Danny's coming up. And awesome, thank you, Paper Cat. Yeah, me too. I mean, it's funny because I do know that I've got a lot of friends that are streamers that do a lot of kind of just chatting stuff, and that's awesome. For me, I feel like, because for me, and this, I'm having a good time. I'm doing this because Katie and I are here and we're having a good time. For me, it feels like, because this is my work hour, right? These are my work hours, right? Hey, do you ever stream on the Just Hangin' stream, or are you always music performance? Sorry, no. So yeah. Hey, Hammer Jim. Hey, man, I didn't read your name. Hey, yeah. So this is, I do occasionally do this. I've done this occasionally, over the past for a very while. It's almost always music, because for me, this when I'm doing this, it's part of it's my work day, right? It's part of my work day. It's part of me. I normally playing music because it incentivizes me to go and play songs I don't normally play. It incentivizes me to dig deep into my catalog, yada yada yada. Get requests from people that I wasn't expecting to get, and I play those songs. But I've got my ex-fiance, whom I still love. We're still close friends. She has been going through some tough times, and so I'm like, and so she was really struggling financially, and I was like, look, move in with me, and just don't have any expenses. I'll pay for everything as much as to the best of my ability. I'll pay for everything. You work your job, pull in money, and just put it in your bank. And then once you've got 3 or 4 or 5 months worth of income, then go out and find a new place and kind of get yourself back up and running. So that's what I'm doing right now, you know, and that it's crazy because it definitely seems like and Yoas too, all about getting better and good. Yeah, amen. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. That's exactly. there's a lot of awesome incentive to just like be like, all right, I'm playing my stuff, and then challenge me to improve on what I'm doing, right? Like that's what this whole thing's about, right? So, thank you, gentlemen. I'm a human being. I am not. I aspire to be a good guy. I really do. I do aspire to be a good man. I've been because just recently, I feel like my life has been crumbling. My music career is in jeopardy. My financial health is in jeopardy. My home is in jeopardy. I've got Katie here. I've got multiple dogs. So things it's been extra tough right now. Just right now. No. Hey, hold on. No. Hey, I'm not saying that like. It's just all of us live lives, right? All of us, there's challenges in every human life. It's just tough. Being a person is tough. Whether you're rich or whether you're poor, whether you live in Jakarta or in Saudi Arabia or in the United States or wherever. It's just it gets tough, and so this is one of the tougher moments, but it's also awesome. Like I've got Katie here. And I've got Sue and Rooster, and we are figuring it out ourselves, and we're figuring it out. But I've definitely done some things recently that have put in sharp relief for me that I'm not the guy I thought I was. I've crossed boundaries, and I've said things, I've done things that upon reflection, the next day I'm like, wow, man. I always like to think of myself as the good guy, as the hero, right? But I'm not. I'm just a person. And I can definitely look at the causes behind why I behaved the way I did. And I can definitely and with the people involved, I was able to be like, look, the things I said or the things I did, these are the root causes. But it still doesn't forgive, or it still doesn't correct why I made those decisions and why I did these hurtful things to you, because that's the thing is because it doesn't like you have to take ownership of the shit. Like all of us hurt other people, and you have to take ownership of it. And if you don't, the more you don't take ownership of the damage you do in the world, the more you become, an ostrich with your head in the sand. You have to fucking face up to it. And so just recently, at a really tough time in my life, I've done some shitty things, and I'm trying to like take ownership of them, without getting into too many details. So,
all right, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back.
Hello.
And thank you, Hammond Jim. I love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Okay. So
I do have boobs. Oh no, books. Yes, books, not boobs. I don't have boobs. Katie has boobs. She has
kind of.
No, she has great boobs. And thank you, Hammond Jim.
Go into too much detail.
Yeah. She does have.
So I had a question for
Danny. All right.
The one damn time I'm not.
We're both boobs, Jennifer says. Yeah, that I can agree with.
Yes.
We're both boobs.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Thanks. So I had a question for Danny, or for anyone.
Danny.
Anyone else?
Or any other.
Anyone else
UK.
that's in the UK.
Oh.
Mike, hold up the book. Oh, the books. Yeah. Okay.
These are the highest quality, most amazing. This is the first time I've ever encountered this idea or this thing. These are songbooks with lyrics, chord charts, illustrations, stories about what went into making these. Like, I've never encountered this idea. This is a brand new original idea. I'm 100% certain that in 20 years from now, every band will have things exactly like this. But it took me 3 years. It's crazy. I know, it's ridiculous. These are songbooks with illustrations, the artwork from the albums. Hold on, wait. Can you grab Ordinary World and So You've Ruined Life right there?
I don't know. This?
Yeah. So no. The ones that look like that one, and the one in the right that looks like this one. There you go. Yep. So these are the albums. So this is So You've Ruined Your Life. this is Ordinary World, right? So Save Your Life, Ordinary World. So these are the CDs, and then this is what I came up with as a compliment to that, because I just don't like no one buys CDs anymore. So I was like, what can I do to give people, and what can I do to offer people something that gives them utility, like that's beautiful, that they can have on their shelves to say, I'm a fan of Get Set Go, but also has some utility, right? So I want them to be able to. So I was like, how do I give them the lyrics, the chord charts? How do I give them the stories and and this is it. This is what I came up with. It took me 3 years.
So
to
is
figure it out.
Elix one of the ones that you sent them to?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah. Of course.
Awesome.
Yeah. Of
What
course.
What is his actual? Well, we don't have
Simon.
to say his.
No. I'm sorry, Elix. I'm sorry if I.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Say his actual name. Yes, the books.
I
Are
did,
great,
and that's exactly right, Elix. I did. So I did. I really did. They're very expensive to make because I'm not doing them in scale. I can't print up 1,000 of them. I can't afford to do that. So what I did is I did a very small run of the highest quality. Yeah, what's your actual name, dude? And yeah,
We're
and
outing people.
His name is Elix of Perth.
I've got both of them. His name is
Elix of Perth.
Elix of Perth. My liege.
Good on, yeah. Oh, Elix.
I bow before thee.
Oh, you.
Okay. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Can I ask the
Yeah,
UK
all right. So
question
Danny,
now?
here you go. It's for you, Danny.
So Danny, are you
Here you
there?
go, brother.
Is Danny there still? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Elix the Third, Duke of Firth. You're right. Yeah.
Self docs.
Yeah. So
Regal.
Doxing is when you give when you
Give
like,
yourself accolades.
No. When you find personal information and you reveal it to the internet, and so
My
if you self-dox,
parents named me Batcat right out of the womb. I feel like that has to be said in an Irish accent.
Parents name
Even though
right out of the womb.
Even though I know you're not
that's
Irish.
all that's Irish accent. Yeah.
My parents
Clavicus,
named me
Clavicus
Batcat
Maximus,
right out of the
defender
womb.
of the realm,
Yeah.
general to the plebes in the north,
Many pardons,
father
my
to
lord,
a murdered
my
son,
lord.
husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my
Okay,
revenge
Danny's
in
fine.
this life for next. All right, so Danny,
Okay, Danny's fine. Okay, all right.
Sorry. So, next
So,
question.
Danny, you and I both have a love for cooking shows or shows about food, right? We both love Gordon Ramsay. Yes. So when I watch like the cooking or Kitchen Nightmares, like UK, he always talks about the punters. He's always talking about the punters. And from what I understand, that means like the patrons.
Well,
But can you expand on that?
I told you my perspective on that, right?
Well, yeah, you told me.
So-
okay,
so-
no. What you told me.
So
was that
my perspective is predicated on the book Please Kill Me. They had
I've read Please Kill Me.
Yes, and they had members of the Clash and they had members of the Sex Pistols talking about the punters, and so that was their definition of the punters. Sorry,
Right.
So I'll give that after.
But
Let's
he
wait for Danny.
refers
yeah, so.
to them as like
Punters, yeah.
patrons,
Yeah.
essentially. And I'm curious if that's what it means. In
So
like, punters would be like
punters
the
were
people that are eating at the restaurant.
So punters, according to the Please Kill Me book, were they were fans, but they were also like they were the fans of whatever thing, but it was also kind of a deprecation. Like it was like it was the fans that were not necessarily the cool fans. It was just
But I also think that it depends on like who is referring to them.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. No,
as
and that's
punters, you know?
yeah, and that was just
So
that was
if
the Sex
Gordon
Pistols,
Ramsay is referring to someone as a punter, like what does that mean?
I have no idea. Danny,
That
don't-
pickup
as-
line never
Danny,
works for me.
Yeah, we both love food.
What is it? A pleb has no name?
A plebeian.
What's a plebe?
A plebeian is like a work not a little bit above a serf, but like the workers, the people that just go
like
about
a
the business.
plebeian.
Yeah. Punches would be customers in that sense. Okay, yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Yeah. Google says the OED describes punters in the UK. A person who gambles or places bets or makes risky investments, a customer or client, especially in an audience. Oh, so there you go.
A prostitute's
client,
client. Wow.
a victim in a confidence scan. I prefer if you called me daddy, but plebe is fine. Hey, look at that.
Ah!
Yeah.
We're Sarge.
Yeah.
Joking. Well, I think a plebe has no name. Is LOL nice. And a plebe has no name. Okay. What? Oh, God. I
Okay,
hate
so
that
we-
we
so-
both said at the same time.
We sort of lost our narrative thread. Where do we go from here?
Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about?
Where do we go from here, sweetheart?
I don't know. Although I'm still like very interested in Rachel's hair.
In Rachel Lexi's hair?
Yeah.
Rachel Lexi, I'm sorry to take her away from you, Paper Cat, but apparently Katie wants to talk about Rachel Lexi's hair. So
my hair sucks. No, I'm.
Katie's hair does not suck.
But
Katie's hair does not suck. It really does. It feels nice. It's a nice.
it's straight and
it's-
thin.
And there's Rachel Lexi. Yeah.
I'm here. Rach. Great. Oh, who? Shit. Nothing. It's thin. It's straight.
It is thin.
Can't do
it
a
is
fucking
straight.
thing with it.
You can't do it. You're right. Yeah, but it still looks good. It looks good. It feels good.
Thanks.
Nice. It smells nice. It smells great. Yeah.
I haven't washed it.
It's
I mean-
fun. It's fun to like. I mean, yeah. It's fun to hold.
Thanks. Super straight. Super thin.
What's up, fellow lady? Says Rachel Lexi. So what were you going to ask about Rachel Lexi's hair? She's there.
I like. Well, thank you, Rach. No, I just want to know what it's like to have wavy hair.
Oh, so Rachel Lexi, you have wavy hair?
Rach has wavy hair. Yeah. And
Okay, so
that must be.
You know, that's really funny. That's funny because the thing is,
lovely.
it's like
and I don't even know what part of my like genetic makeup gives me
the straight hair.
Yeah. Because like I'm half Czech.
I kind of think that because your mom doesn't have straight hair.
No, she is. Yeah.
Kind of yeah.
So I'm half Czech, which
yeah.
is basically like
But
encompasses
your dad
My dad
has
has
straight
super
hair.
straight hair. Yeah.
So it's your dad. So there you
yeah.
go. So it's your dad in the genetic makeup. It's your dad. Guys,
But
if
then
your hair is nice and shiny, or if your teeth are white and straight, or if your dad thinks you're a failure, what really matters is the contents of your
heart,
your
wallet,
yeah.
7 digits or bust.
Yeah. That's
I don't know what the last part meant, but
so,
I
he's
super appreciate the first part.
He's saying $1 million or more. Yeah, and yeah, you can
I totally,
you can suck a
love
dick.
all of that, yeah.
You can. I spent the first 12 years of my adult life pursuing financial success, and I made a lot of money, and it did nothing. It was fucking miserable. I could take my friends out a lot. That was great. I like taking all my friends out and being like, "Hey guys, all 15 of you,
Kurt
Goldbeans."
That's
Is that great? I know it's a good Kurt Goldbeans. It's such a great name. It's just a great name.
That's really clever.
So but really truly the thing is like so it was that was awesome. Like people would be like, "Hey guys, don't even sweat it." And it was nice when I started segueing from film and TV to rock and roll, and I had a lot of money. I was like, "Hey, all the drugs all weekend are me," and that was awesome because they were poor people. And so I was like, "Here, I will spend."
Why do I have to suck a dick? Because
material fetishism doesn't work out for you. There's no, you're right. Okay, you're right. I was being silly, but
okay, wait, what is Rach saying now?
Wait, hold on,
kinda
wait,
wavy. Think, I don't know,
Javier, like Javier, yeah. So
what did you say?
Javier.
Actually, have a very specific style shampoo called Shea Moisture, found near castor oils and stuff for certain hair type, trying to BPC. I don't. Oh, like it's meant for a certain ethnicity.
I don't know, huh? It's kind of like we do.
I would assume.
I actually use a very. Hold on. So hold on. So let me.
Mike making a point. Katie interjects to talk about her.
Yeah. Hair. Yeah. So
I'm
please.
so sorry.
So all right. So let me. All right. So let me. Hold on. Yes, it is play query. Hold on. Wait. Let me tie all these threads. All right. So plebe, you're right. I was just being silly, man. I was. But the thing is that. But I do promise you. If you live for money, if you live for money, you will eventually become one of those evil bastards that treats people at first like things and then eventually like trash, right? So you can pursue money as a means to further your other goals. That's awesome. But if you live for money, you will eventually treat people first like things and like trash. So don't do it. I mean, if you want to, that's great. But because that's Donald Trump, and that's basically every fucking. Yeah, joke's on you. I'm already one of those evil bastards. I got this way all my own. People are ends. Oh yeah, well there you go. All right, so yeah, well, great. Then perfect. Yeah, great. Yeah. So
I just
what? Okay. Why? I was trying to.
not you. Not,
Oh, okay.
no,
Yeah. Well,
not
no.
you.
Yes, I know. But yeah, but I'm trying to.
I don't understand what I really.
No, we're trying. Sorry, I haven't been around much. Mike TV and Katie. I've been working 12 to 15-hour shifts. I know, which is just like, of course, Danny. Like, how the fuck do you find these jobs where they like? So. All right. So, God, there's so much. Okay. This is exhausting, guys. There's a lot of stuff getting thrown at us. It's like being at a party and trying to be involved in every conversation happening in the house. It's really tough.
Can I
Okay.
say something that might be a bit
Yeah.
a bit
Offensive?
maybe?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Wait.
The a plebe has no name.
Yep. Jokes aside, money isn't everything. Kanye said it best.
No, the
having money
Mike
isn't
making
everything.
a point.
Not having
Katie
it is.
interjects to talk about hair. I certainly did not mean to like be a fucking dick or something. Like
No.
I
He was just poking. He was just poking fun. He really was poking fun. Like the thing is, he was poking fun because he and I because we were having conversations across purposes, right? You and Rach Lexi were having conversation about hair. And then he and I were having a conversation about money, and plebe is one of the good trolls, you know, and so we were just and so it was just all across purposes. Like this is internet conversation where you're actually doing it.
No. Okay,
yeah, it's fun.
He just okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, plebe. I seriously, I was like, I'm not trying to like overstep bounds or something. This has been like a pretty free form kind of like conversation, and so I certainly didn't.
And plebe is almost. I mean, which is really funny because there is plebe is like plebe is like 80% like just kind of poking fun and ribbing, and then like 20% like really honest and earnest and very perspicacious perspectives on really cool and clever and amazing things, you know, things like so, and that's why I'm like yeah, I like smart people. I like smart people being in this chat, you know.
No,
and
that's awesome.
And Plebe's a smart person.
Okay, but you have to understand that I'm not as familiar with this as you are.
Of course.
So, you know, if I see someone and I totally get it now and it's totally fucking cool and I don't give a shit, you know, like, Plebe, I love you. You're amazing. But, you know, if I see something and I'm like, oh, somebody's being, like, really offensive towards me, then, like, yeah, I'm going to push back a bit, you know, like, or question, why it's happening.
Odelay. Can we all just say Odelay, right? Odelay.
Let's fucking say it.
Odelay.
I hate that fucking word.
Oh, really? Why? That's the fucking like.
You were the whitest Mexican.
Yes, I know, but when I grew up,
when you say Odelay, I'm like,
when I grew up, like the thing is like I had a lot of fucking uncles, or not even uncles, like cousins and second cousins, and like Odelay, Michael, you know, like I'm like, hey, that's great, hey, Odelay. All right, what does that mean? I don't even, you know, Odelay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Odelay. How not to spell Odelay? Ode. It's
L-A-H?
No. Yeah. It's no.
L-A-H. I would assume.
Odelay. That's it. Odelay.
Oh, L-A-Y.
Yeah. Odelay. Katie S mods know who actually is actually an asshole and who's just chatting shit for fun. We'll smack anyone who gives you actual shit. Yeah. Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And it's not
like I got like so fucking offended.
No,
like I'm not
not.
Oh god, I could say so many words that would be like so offensive right now. I'm
Like
not.
like what words? Give
I
me
just
one
wanted
word.
to
Give me one.
say that I'm a nerd.
Lights.
And I'm here tonight to stand up
For
for the rights of
nerds!
other nerds.
Yes.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the
Yeah,
Nerds.
revenge. Hey,
Oh my God.
Lights
what
on
a
Razor. How you
great
doing, brother?
movie That is.
Stuck up, half-witted,
Ah!
scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Yeah,
He looks-
awesome.
Goonies never say die.
Another good one.
Yeah, that is great. Yeah, Goonies is awesome. Yeah,
He
look at
looks-
this Kitty. Yeah, Kitty.
I'm a-
Hey.
The font.
Hey, no, that's not the fonts.
All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
No idea what that's from.
That's from Network. You've never seen Network?
Nope.
I'm thinking of something blue.
Hey, Blue. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Blue. That's from UHF.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah, yeah. And it's what's his,
Oh
it's
my gosh.
Kramer. It's what's his name? Kramer.
We've been doing this constantly lately.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I inevitably think of the actor's name.
No, I mean
Yes,
I've
I
got
do.
I've gotten
I
a bunch
I have
though.
a higher record than you do. I really do.
Yeah, maybe by a percentage, but like I've gotten some.
Oh
good
fuck!
ones.
What is his name though? Richard. Richard.
Stuck up, snot nose.
Yeah,
Richard something.
yeah.
Richard.
Giant twerp scumbag.
Yeah, it must. It is. Yeah.
Michael Richards.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, Michael
Michael Richards. I knew it was Richard
someone.
something.
Richard someone.
Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you,
That was Kevin. That was a Kevin Kline quote.
I might
Did you hear
have,
that one?
I may have
You hear that
lost
quote?
this battle, but I'm winning most of the wars. What?
Did you hear that last quote? That's
No,
a
I
great.
didn't.
That's
I'm so
Megaholic.
sorry.
Hey, and how you doing? Man? All right, okay. All right, hold on. So let me can we just
And sometimes life gets full of dirt, crud, bugs, and hairballs and stuff. You gotta clean it out. You gotta put it in here and rinse it off and start all over again. And sometimes life sticks to the floor so bad. You know, a mop is not good enough. It's not good enough. You gotta get down there like with a toothbrush, you know, and you gotta really scrub. You gotta get it off. You gotta really try to get it off. But if that doesn't work, you can't give up. You gotta stand right up. You gotta run to a window and say, "Hey, these floors are dirty as hell."
Yeah. It is. Well, no, I still want. I don't want to. I should actually.
What is that? Apocalypse Now? I have
No,
no
that's
fucking
another
idea.
UHF. That's UHF as well.
Oh god,
It's
I
UHF.
have not seen that movie. Since
Oh,
it probably
please,
came
man,
out.
thank you, brother. 16 months. Yeah, seriously. Yes, of course. And yeah, I love you too, Blue. Right on, man.
Lenina, thank you for the
all of us
Michael
have to get together
Richards. Yeah.
again soon. I mean, I know. Okay, so guys, are you all interested in a CloudyCon 2020? Is CloudyCon 2020 even possibly?
Trail, Katie and Michael, all night. I mean,
Okay. All right, Blue. All right, right on, brother.
But
I'll get it.
Mike didn't sign off on that, and he can't take away our coffee machine. Intentional mods tonight isn't actually soundboard. I don't know what any of that means.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me.
Oh,
let
but
me.
can we have like?
Okay,
a,
all right, okay, awesome. Let me. All right, okay,
wait,
awesome. Wait, hold
can I-
on. Well, let me interpret. Let me interpret before. Let me interpret for Elex what, or let me interpret for Katie what. Like, attention, all mods. So mods are the people that like.
I
all,
know what mods are.
Okay, all right,
yes,
good. Sorry. So,
yeah.
tonight isn't actually soundboard troll Katie and Mike all night, which is what. So when you troll somebody, you're like. You show up and you're like, hey man, penises and vaginas and whatever.
Translation for Katie: stop interrupting quite so hard with the soundboard guys.
Yes,
All right.
yeah.
All right,
yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah.
So,
No. For them,
Yeah.
So they're saying
No, I'm
them,
done.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
No, you're here. No, you don't walk away. No, they were saying he was talking to the other mods saying, hey, let's stop throwing as many sound bites up because we're trying to hang out and have a conversation. You're supposed to, like, they're saying they want you here and stop intruding on our conversation. Yeah. He was trying to have I was trying to have us not interrupt you and Mike.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
So you're here?
I'm
You're here
so
you're gonna
fucking
stay?
cynical and like reactive.
She is so, and she really is like yeah. So it's us, yeah.
Be like, oh, she
Well, no,
is,
I mean, you do. You know, I do appreciate and you are very sensitive that this is my thing and this is what I do, and so you're an interloper and you don't want to,
exactly.
and I totally get
don't
that.
Want to...
And so and we want you here, Katie. There you go. And so
really nice
and you're good, Katie. Yeah. So I'm trying to say like, yeah, you're welcome here, and I'm trying to. You have to stay here, please, pretty girl. Yeah. So pretty please, girl.
Thank you, Elix. That's really fucking sweet. Yeah, and both to Lenina and Bobcat as well.
And Rach Lexi.
And Rach, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, and you're right. Yeah, we're all. We all interlope. Interlope.
I'm not obviously as learned in this.
Yeah, of course. I've been doing this for 10 years, right? Since I started doing it on Ustream.
But I'm telling you guys.
She's telling you. She's telling you.
I have a couple of ideas. Can I bounce them off of you guys?
Yeah, no, look, wait, hold on. I need you here. You brought me out of my shell tonight a bit, so thanks, Katie. There you go. Rach Lexi. There you go. Your hard Katie shell, Rich. Oh, that's awesome.
Rach, that brought me so much joy.
Good.
Honestly.
All right. So bounce.
Okay,
so
I have
bounce. What are we
a
bouncing?
couple of ideas that I want to bounce
Cooking
off
challenge.
Of you guys. So, yeah, cooking challenge. Like, I'm totally into like spicy foods, and I watch all of these cooking shows. Danny knows. Well, Michael knows. So I'm kind of like, on one hand, but who wants to fucking watch me eat? Nobody wants to watch me eat. That's gross, right?
But cooking and eating are like the whole process.
And I love to cook.
Yeah, the whole process.
And I think
we actually have. I actually have a very close friend that has a very successful cooking show. Her name is Healthy Addict. She was Fake Gamer Girl. Ashley.
That's awesome.
Ashley Paramore, who's married to Justin Robert Young, who you've met.
No shit.
Yes.
Wow.
So they're married.
Wow.
And she has a very
awesome.
successful and she does all vegan cooking. Like you could definitely find your like
or something,
and I do have to say if Katie were just to show you the way that she makes a handful of like she makes chicken and dumplings that are fucking amazing.
Well,
fucking
you.
amazing.
That's very
she
nice.
makes a beer can chicken, fucking amazing.
It's very nice.
She makes a ton of soups that I fucking absolutely like. I would kill for. I do. I have killed for them all the time.
I mean,
chicken
you did
dumplings.
That one time.
Yeah.
You did that
A
one
couple
time,
times.
and
Yeah. Well, because you
it's
needed
weird, but it was a good date though, right?
Yeah. It really was. And then what else of yours do I absolutely love? You do have some quiches. Like, there are some quiches you make. Not so great.
Yeah.
Some quiches that are absolutely amazing. So it depends on what go into the quiches. But yeah, she's an amazing cook. She really is. And
I appreciate that. That's very nice.
Course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm either like thinking about, and this is so stupid. God, this is so dumb.
I know, it's so dumb.
I'm either thinking about. Oh God, and I'm turning the comments, and my fucking eyesight is so terrible. So I'm either thinking about doing like a cooking show, or like a true crime thing, which is my other.
Okay, so which I'm 100% certain does not actually exist on Twitch. But however, how would you?
Well, if it doesn't exist on Twitch, then maybe I should start it.
No, sure, but how would you do the true crime thing? Oh,
just talk about certain cases.
Are you talking about actually committing crimes on Twitch? That would be that would be amazing.
I don't want any of that to hold up in court.
I'm gonna do true crime. I'm gonna do true crime by actually committing crimes on Twitch.
I can't.
That would be awesome.
I honestly, I can't give any more evidence to the.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Detectives.
You know.
Committing crimes for content.
Bobcat is willing to commit crimes. And then look at.
Stream
Do you
would
see this?
Be really good. Thanks, Danny. I know you're a fan of. I know you're a fan of.
And that is a true crime. Sample crime. That is. Yeah, get it.
So okay. So I think on
They're doing it. All right, there we go.
On the advice of Danny,
Counsel,
and
on the advice of my counsel,
and the fact, like, and based on reality, because that should be a factor, right? I think maybe I'll do like a cooking thing. I love to cook.
Yeah.
I make simple, cheap meals. That I think that would appeal to other people.
So what we're thinking we would do is she would stream on my channel to start. Right. And then just plug her channel, so she would get access to my 4,500 followers or whatever, and then she'd plug her channel, and then once she's got a decent enough group of folk, then she would migrate over to her own channel, right? Doesn't that sound good? I think it's like, and she's a great cook, and it'd be fun, and I could show up.
I appreciate
and
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mike could be like a guest, and I'll be like, "Hey, Mike, I'm showing you how to do this because if I wasn't here, you wouldn't know how to do shit."
Yeah, this is 100% true. I can't do shit. It's really funny. She's like, Mike, just,
he can cook.
She's like,
a
Mike.
couple
She's like,
of
Mike, just sit
things.
down on the toilet and press. All right.
He can cook a couple of things.
I'm pressing.
I don't necessarily agree with how he cooks them, but
I make good food, right?
You cook a couple of things that I'm like, yeah, this is really edible. Yeah.
My stew is awesome. Is not my stew amazing?
I think you cook the vegetables too thick, and I don't think cook it long enough. Do you want my opinion, or do you want me to lie to you?
I thought you loved. Don't you love the broth?
I do. I fucking love the stew.
Okay, good.
The stew is great. Yes.
All right, awesome.
But
ice molocum. Ice molocum. Thank you. Oh wait, why was he banned? He followed, and then why was he banned? Tronim. Ice.
God, I haven't read hardly any of these fucking comments, and I fucking hate that I haven't.
Okay, all right.
I made breakfast tacos for my family for first time ever last weekend. Was supposed to tell you, Katie. There. Who was that? Danny. Oh, you sweetheart. That's
awesome. That's great.
I smell like cum.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, I smell like cum. Yeah. But that's all right. I mean, you know what? You know what?
All over your eyeballs. Or something.
Hey, you know what? You know what, guys? Look. Like we all of us arrived from cum. We all of us. The thing is like look. Just because these numbskulls show up and throw out their kind of like let me.
One of your dudes,
I can
though, right?
no, that wasn't plebe. That
yeah,
was
it was.
Yeah. No, it wasn't plebe.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't plebe. It was the person that actually had that name. The thing is like I can. Hey, let me deal with them. Like, the thing is like let me tear them apart because they're juveniles. They really are. They're like, oh, sex humor is just the best humor. Like, I'm so smart. Sex humor is just so great. It's just so hilarious. Like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? You're 14. You're a 14-year-old boy. You're a 14-year-old boy showing up in my stream, and you want to fucking take me on? God, like, are you fucking? I will fucking tear you apart. Like, I will take my fucking intellect and shove it right up your asshole. If you want, I can do it. Bring it on.
Okay.
Yeah?
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. What?
So I know I realize like I don't know all of you like super well.
And hey, Kronos.
But it's always like really great to like hang out with you guys and try to get to know you better. If I were to do some shitty, unwatchable cooking show, that's a really good advertisement.
Wait, what?
Shitty.
Oh yeah. This is the shitty cooking show.
Do you think that you might watch? I mean, we can
they've already said yes. The thing is that it's like you need to like do it though. And the thing is like the key thing about streaming is staying. Oh yeah, and yes, Kronos. Normally this is a music stream, but this is my great friend, my former. Wait, hold on.
Be fun watching this a what?
Okay,
Sorry,
sorry,
go.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Normally this is a music stream. Normally I only stream music, and I do interact with the audience. I do hang out, but I normally just play my own stuff. But my ex-fiance and my great friend and one of the loves of my life is staying with me for a little while. And so while she's staying with me, I want to get her involved in my streaming stuff, so I can show her that it's not terrible and it's not like it'll be a good time, and I can try to introduce her to doing it, so she might be able to do it herself when she finally like moves in her own place, her new place, and yeah. So
I think tomorrow, I think I'm gonna cook a beer can chicken.
yes, and we should stream it because the beer can chicken's fucking delicious. Do we put the chicken? We didn't put the chicken.
Super cheap.
We put the stew meat. We put the stew meat.
Put it in the fridge right now, and
okay,
it's gonna be
good.
thawed
Well,
by
then
that
can you put the stew meats back in the freezer?
Yes.
Or I'll just make a stew. I'll make stew. What's someone gonna do? So
what's beer can chicken? The most amazing.
Oh yeah,
chicken
yeah. So all right, so
ever
play
had.
beer can chicken is a chicken that is mounted. So you cook it in the oven, but you mount the chicken. So first off, you have to create a rub, which we have to get. I haven't ordered yet. Remind me to order
Yeah.
all the seasonings.
So what time? We should do this about the same time tomorrow, correct? Yeah.
Well, no,
Like
because
6 o'clock?
I've got I'm hanging out with Trey tomorrow. Oh no, I'm not. I think Trey
can
is
do this by
busy.
myself.
No. I think Trey's. Well, I have to figure it out. All right. So anyway, yeah. So you mount a chicken. Yeah, and you're right. Mounting chicken. Well, you don't mount a chicken physically yourself. You perch a chicken. How about this? You perch a chicken on a beer can that is half full of beer, so it keeps the interior of the chicken as it's cooking moist, right? So you keep it. So the idea is, but I don't know what beer has to do with it. I don't understand that.
It
But
just keeps the moisture in.
but it just but the beer definitely. But it is the most moist and delicious chicken I've ever had in my entire life.
So
it is
essentially-
fucking mind-blowingly
Can I say
delicious.
something?
It is
so
awesome.
Wonderful. So essentially, like, you'll watch me put the chicken on the beer can, do all that shit. I know it sounds lovely. I'm a
No.
Total Juliet.
Kronos. I'll answer that in just
Julia
1 second.
Childs.
Just
Stop.
1 second. Yeah.
And then it's gonna take an hour to cook, and I don't have the magic of TV, so we would have to like chat for an hour.
What?
And I think that would be nice to have a nice little chat, while the chicken cooks, and then it's gonna be great. Yeah.
So Kronos. So I'm an indie rocker. I write songs that are sort of
I'm
like.
gonna go outside.
Okay, yeah, of course. She's gonna go smoke. So I write songs that are heavily like Beatles influenced and Beach Boys. Like I'm a big fan of like catchy choruses. I'm a big fan of like. But I was a punk rocker to start, so I've got a lot of songs that are kind of 4 on the floor, muted fifths, like dun, 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 dun. I've written thousands of songs over the course of my career. I can play about 330 or 340, 350 of my originals. I currently play. I run the full gamut. So I've got ballads, I've got fingerpick songs, I've got folk tunes, but they're all and I hang my hat. I did Vader Shake. That's were you with that raid? That was yeah. And so I like catchy songs, and I hang my hat on my lyrics. So I write songs with lyrics that I try to make not poetic but earnest and honest and incisive, with occasionally a little bit of a lyrical glisten. I try to turn the gem. I try to turn the phrase until it catches the light, to steal a phrase from Clive James. So I play piano, I play guitar, I do shaker and tambourine. Via the piano, I also do a lot of patches and stuff like that. I play drums, but I don't play drums exceptionally well. But I do understand like the drum beats I want, so I do construct. So on my newest record, actually for the past 6 or 7 records, I've done all the drum beats. drum Here Be Dragons, the drums were a little bit more rough than they are now because it took me a little while to kind of figure that out. But kind of figure out how I wanted to make the drum beats happen. But like, so yeah, I'm kind of a little bit of a Renaissance man in terms of like just my music. But I'm not. The only thing I do pretty well is guitar. Everything else I play passably well. But I'm a big melody guy, and I've spent 25 years making melodies, so I can definitely do that. So, and it was yeah. So the Beatles. So it's like the Beatles and the Ramones and Pavement and Jane's Addiction and Sonic Youth and the Kinks. Like, so I kind of run between like 1964 and like 1992 are my major influences, including like David Bowie. I have lots of songs that were literally like me writing as trying to interpret. I love the MC5. I fucking love the MC5. I love Iggy and the Stooges. I love that whole Detroit sound. Like those guys are like, yeah. So and then Oasis, yeah, not so much. But So I kind of run the full gamut. Velvet Underground. I've got a handful of songs that were written entirely because I was trying to like channel the Velvet Underground. I have not heard of Dimash. I've never heard of Dimash. Who is so? Turn me on to Dimash. Well, when Katie's here, we can't do that. But yeah, hey Justin, dude, Katie, Justin, Katie's hanging out with me, man. She's sitting right here. She was waiting for you, dude. Where you been, brother? I do love glam rock, right? I mean, of course, David Bowie was one of the first glam, and the New York Dolls. I love the New York Dolls, and they're ostensibly glam rock. Like I do like. Come on, Justin's here. Come on, Justin just showed up, sweetheart. Hey, how you doing? Woohoo! Get over here, woman. Woman, get over here. Oh, you got locked out and you got back again? Hey, oh, awesome. There's an MC5 live at Tartar Field performance. Oh, really? I've never seen. So I'm a big fan. I really do dig the music. Actually, it's really funny. I dig the MC5 ethos as well. So if you guys don't know about MC5, so they were one of the very first like very political. They were rock and roll guys, but they also had this political ethos and this lifestyle ethos that was like, so they had this compound, like they had this place where the Stooges lived for a while and the MC5 lived, and anybody that wanted to show up could just live there, and it was all about the idea that like we're all for one for all kind of thing, right? And they had a very politically focused music but they also had a very activist perspective to the way that they lived their lives, and they were fucking of course. So Vader, yeah, amen. So the MC5 was at Rage Against the Machine. In fact, every band with a political bent, including Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy and Propagandhi, and there are a lot of bands that owe their origins to the MC5. The MC5 really were not, I wouldn't say the very first band, because obviously there's guys like what's the folk artist? Big Rock Candy Mountain. Why am I forgetting his name right now? I could totally go. No, I know his name. What's anyway? Not Neil. No, not Neil Young. He was way. He's like a 1930s artist. There were guys. There were people. No, all right. Jesus Christ.
I'm
Big Rock Candy.
right
Yeah.
now.
It's
Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Yeah. It's the writer of it. Not Guthrie. Woody Guthrie. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Woody Guthrie.
Thank you. Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Camel. Right on, man. Yeah. So yes, there were other artists that were political artists. I mean, obviously Bob Dylan. Like there were other artists that were, but the MC5 were the first ones to kind of do it from a like it's us against you kind of perspective. Like fuck you and your perspective. We're fucking lightning and fire. It's
Stop.
Like the guy says, you're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder.
Yeah, so it was that perspective. Like, so that was MC5 kind of introduced that, which was the progenitor of punk rock, right? So that they were along with the Stooges, along with the Velvet Underground. They were the that's awesome. Yeah, Harry McClintock. Did he write Megaholic? Did he actually write Big Rock Candy Mountain? Because I know that Woody. Oh really? That's crazy. I thought it was a Woody Guthrie song. Huh? Crazy. All right. Well, thanks. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's great. Anyway. All right. So yeah. So the MC. Like anyway, guys. Music history is fucking awesome. It really, really is. And the thing is, like,
and we can go on and on about this forever, but
okay, all right, but we got Katie back. All right, we got Katie back. Yeah, amen. Me too, Camo.
So,
but Katie's back, and so we're gonna include the girl. Okay. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Kronos. I will definitely check it out. Thank you, man. So you PM'd me in Twitch because I don't have it up right now, but I will check it out. So if I don't get back to you tonight, because we're obviously hanging out, I will definitely get back to you tomorrow. So, but thank you, brother. I will definitely check it out. I do like checking out and discovering new music. So thank you.
Do we have Justin or Jamie on?
Yeah, Justin just shut up. There's Justin right there. Yes,
really?
Yes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Justin,
awesome. Thank you, brother.
Hey.
Thank you, Kronos. Yeah. So, and you were going to talk to him about something. What were you going to say? Oh, you can't do that. So, what is going on with this?
No, I was just going to ask him about the.
Oh, careful. There we go. All right.
Yeah, I was going to ask him about the soundbite. That's it.
Oh, what's that about? Oh, okay. Thank you, Kronos. Right on. Awesome. I just got it. I see it there, right there. Thank you, man.
God, I can't read anything. My eyes are so terrible. By the way, I typed you about a Dimash.
No, yeah. So this, no, he's just trying to turn me on to a singer that. He's an example of what a natural gifted voice can do with a lot of training. He's a 6-octave singer. Man, I can cover about 3.5.
Hi again, Katie. I went all and noticed.
I can cover about 3.5 octaves.
My darling,
and when I wasn't destroying my voice, I could do maybe about 4. That's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Like
you
that's awesome.
Awful.
6 octaves. That's nuts, man. That's just fucking nuts. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just because I sing all the time. I sing, Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then even before than that, so, yeah, and for me, okay, Paper Cat, right on, brother. I know it's super late for you, man. You sleep well, brother. I'm so sorry you're back in Spain. I mean, I'm happy you're home. I'm happy you got home safe, but I know that's not where your heart wants you to be. So. I love you, brother. Ashley just went live pre-show, and apparently she rolled her ankle according to the show title. She rolled her ankle. How how does that? I will sing anything except the duck song. Yeah, heck yeah, Lenina, you're absolutely right. We should totally because we've got if she just started, if she's just cooking now. And we've got now. All right. So what is an ankle roll?
When you roll your ankle and you sprain it.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Huh. That's so weird. I've never heard of that. Rolled my ankle, which, yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. Twisted my ankle. I've definitely encountered, but yeah.
Yeah, it's sprained ankle. Yeah. Which sucks. It sucks.
But camel, sometimes, sometimes the simplest songs are earworm. If it's an earworm, in fact, that's all I aspire to write. I just aspire to write earworms all day long, all the time, right? I try to make just earworms. So someone hears a song for the very first time and they walk away going, "Fuck, man, that song's stuck in my head." That's my entire goal. And then I try to write lyrics that either stick in their head, Thank you so much for the follow, Kronos. Yeah, hey brother, it's 5 a.m. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Well, yeah. So you sleep well, man. I do on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I do a from my time a noon to 4 show, which might be better suited to your.
Probably a good time to end this. Do you think? Or seems like everyone's kind of going to bed.
No. We've got some Europeans and some other folks that live in the Mediterranean that are kind of. Oh, you're gonna go sleep? What?
Don't say it.
No, it's okay. No, you can be honest.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
No,
let's
do
it.
Yeah. No, if you want, hold on.
No.
So hold on. So that's the great thing about Twitch. Like you can we
you can have a conversation like off fucking camera.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So can I leave you guys in command of the soundboard for just a moment? Can I mute this microphone? Katie and I we need to talk for a moment, and then I will be back. I'm not certain if she will be back, but yeah. All right. So yeah, just give us 1 second. Yeah.
You're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
I thought it fitting, considering the rocky terrain.
Naturally. You must expect me to attack with Capafero.
Naturally. But I find that Tibble cancels out Capafero. Don't you?
Unless the enemy has a study, he's a gripper. Which I have.
Come on, you don't think I'm gonna fall for that old trick?
It's not a trick. There was 1 shot at Mr. Body in the study, 2 for the chandelier, 2 at the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram.
That's not 6.
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
There was only 1 shot that got the chandelier. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Even if you were right, that would be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, not 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay, fine. 1 plus 2 plus 1. Shut up!
You'll never write well if you fear dying. Do you?
Yeah, I do. I'd say it's might be my greatest fear, actually.
Well, it's something all men before you have done, all men will do.
I know.
Have you ever made love to a truly great woman?
Actually, my fiancée is pretty sexy.
And when you make love to her, you feel true and beautiful passion, and you, for at least that moment, lose your fear of death.
No, that doesn't happen.
I believe that love that is true and real creates a respite from death. All cowardice comes from not loving or not loving well, which is the same thing. And when the man who is brave and true looks death squarely in the face, like some rhino hunters I know, or Belmonte, who's truly brave, it is because they love with sufficient passion to push death out of their minds, until it returns as it does to all men. And then you must make really good love again.
Okay, all right, so...
Stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
All right, so I think that I'm gonna have to go yeah, just we're just kind of like, so I'm taking care of Katie and we're kind of hanging out, and we had plans, and she's kind of passing out. She's starting to pass out, and she wants those plans to still happen without her passing out. So I'm gonna go. I'm sorry for ending the stream an hour earlier than would be normal. Tomorrow I will be streaming. I haven't reached. I do believe that I'm streaming from Trey's place tomorrow night. So all right, so we'll hang out. So we'll hang out for just a moment, and then we'll raid Ashley. Ashley's absolutely amazing. Ashley's absolutely amazing. And thank you, Kurt Coolbeans. Thank you, brother. That is a great handle, man. We will be back. I'll be back tomorrow. I might be back from Trey's place. Oh, I didn't. Thank you. You're right, Lenina. I'm sending it to her right now. Hold on. Stay here. We'll do this. No, but of course I love Christy. I love Christy, but I would love to raid Ashley. I haven't raided her in a long time. I have to first I have to create a new link for the newest version of the album. Hold on. Hesitation cuts. Full album waves. There it is. There it is. Okay. And then I'm going to send this to Ashley. So, Hightail. That's how I send my big files. I'm giving you this. This is the interior process of how I take gigantic. No, it's not Justin. This is actually a bot shirt. Yeah, but I will do this. So what I do is so when I send people my because I have huge albums and I always send them as waves because that's the highest fidelity I can get. You know, I mean there are other equally high fidelity things, but so I always send them as waves, and so I take them. So I've got the new album which is 45 songs. Oh, this doesn't have the new, well, whatever, fuck it. I sent it to myself so I can get the link. And then the great thing about having the amazing internet that I do have is I'm sending a 3 gigabyte file right now, and it will be done in 50 seconds. Like that's the amazing thing about gigabit internet is 40 seconds. Yeah. So and the 3 gigabyte file, because there are 46 songs on the album. All WAV files, so they're all like 50 gigs. I mean 50 megs a piece, 60 megs a piece. I too miss Iron-Ons, man. Oh, really? Oh, she can't hear it. Oh, you're right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're right, Lenina. All right. So the file's been sent. All right. So I'm going to Gmail. And where's my? I sent it to myself. Why was the file not sent? Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. But yeah. Go files. Oh shit! I need the link. God damn it. Okay. Fuck. Got it. Copy to. Forward files to. All right. Here. Give me 1 second. Gmail. So this is what is? Ashley Paramore. Ashley. Ashley. There you go. I got it. Got her email address. And then, and oh no, here. Fuck. Motherfucker, can I, hi, yeah, can I, all right, sorry about this, guys. I'm just trying to All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, it's sent. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I just knew I was never gonna remember. I'm constantly forgetting shit like that lately. Okay, so when I was sucked into the MRA to Metallica's One, ironically came into the headset. It was hard to laugh or scream in terror. Yeah, that's pretty awful. Okay. So, Craig, man, hey, dude, thank you, brother, thank you, man. Like, this stream is just now ending, man. Like fucking, but dude, man, how are you, man? Did you get my, did you get the book? The book I mailed out to you. Did you get it? Is it awesome? It's great. It should be great. I hope it's great. I hope you love it. Oh, you're saying? Oh, yeah. No worries. And normally I'd be going for a full hour, but Katie's been with me, and she wants to, like, we had plans, like, oh, awesome. Thank you, brother. That's great. Yeah, great. Awesome. So we had plans to watch a movie and kind of hang out, and she's like, and she's feeling like she's about to sleep, and so she wants to. We did finish The Irishman. We are just about to finish Inglourious Bastards. We did finish Inglourious Bastards. We're finishing another movie that we started. Anyway, so okay. So all right, so is Healthy Addict live? So we're gonna go raid Healthy Addict and get so Shankle the Ankle, get what's suit. All right, I like it. So this is our raid call, Shankle the Ankle. So this is the raid call. And thank you, Craig. Thank you, brother. Man, I've been talking with my friends. Like I'm getting another D&D stream started. And I've been talking about the old like we really do have to get the old gang back up and running. But anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that soon. Thank you so much for the gift subs, brother. Thank you, dude. And all right, and there we go. Oh no, so no Shankle. Let me capture that. Andy, you as well, Justin. Oh, there we go. Nope, there we go. No Shankle. There we go. All right, that's the thing. Awesome. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming from Trey's place tomorrow, but I'm not 100% certain. You have a great night, and and Ashley is absolutely awesome. Let's go raid her. Let me pull her up real quick. So Twitch. Healthy Addict, so that way I can actually also say hello as we raid. And is that
very sweet boy most of the time?
Here we go. Awesome. Okay, let's do it.
He's getting old too. He's 7 years old. Isn't he old? He's an old man in bird years. Old enough to be president.
Bump, ba-da-dump.
Ugh. All right, guys. So I really wanted to cook today, but unfortunately,
I love you guys. Thank you.
I can't stand on my foot for an extended period of time.
All right, adios.
So I don't want to push it. Doctor just shit on the side of Justin's coffee mug. Check this out. This is what bird shit looks like. Is this TOS? I don't think it is. I don't think it's a TOS issue, but I guess I'm going to have to wash this mug later. I'm going to leave it there for now, though. Television. Thank you so much, guys. Can we get a caster for Mike TV? Thank you so much for the raid, friendo. How are you?
Oh yeah.
I got a little raid bird. Here he is. Maybe he'll shit on me now. I'm okay. I rolled my ankle on Saturday, which is not good. But here I am. How have you been, Mike? We were talking about you the other day. A friend of mine DM'd me because he was watching Weeds, and for some reason he thought you were my husband, or that Justin had done all the music, and they're like, but you play it all the time on your stream. I'm like, yeah, I do, but definitely not. No Shankle the ankle. I know, Justin Hell. Ugh. Oh, good Lord. He is a beautiful bird. You should come visit us in the Bay Area sometime, Mike. By the way, guys, are my audio levels okay? I'm just like, I'm eating the mic here. Hi, guys. Eating the mic for Michael.television. You should go check him out. He's a real cool dude. Oh. But yeah, we're just hanging out today for a little bit, as long as I can tolerate just sitting and talking, because unlike my husband, I don't talk for a living. So, anyway, I've decided to turn this into a wine and cheese party, so I'm just going to drink the rest of this wine in my Twitch purple wine glass. Look at that. What? This ASMR is fire. Thank you. Hold on. I've got... Here's my ASMR. Here we go. I'm gonna try not to spill wine all over the mic. That's really not that much. That's really not that much wine. Not that I'm aware of. I got these at TwitchCon this year. But Mike, how have you been? How have you been, friend? Anything fun and exciting going on?
Yeah.
Empty. Well, look, I mean, there's not that much left. I'm sorry. I mean, we drank most of it last night while we were watching Silicon Valley, The Movies That Made Us, and Watchmen. So that's what we did. I mean, it's just a little baby amount of wine. It's like maybe a half a glass. That's awesome, Mike. Congrats. That's exciting. That is very, very exciting.